holidays, everybody. We've got a great one in store for you tonight. It's the Pac-12 versus the Big 12. You're watching the Valero Alamo Bowl as part of Capital One Bowl Mania. This incredible day of college football continues as Texas, the 20th ranked team in the country, looks for its 9th win of the season, tackling number 12 Washington. And what a season it's been for the Huskies. One of the greatest turnarounds in college football. 4 wins last year, on the verge of 11 if they can pull one off tonight in Caleb DeBoer's first season as a head coach. Alamo Dome is packed. We are ready to go. Texas and Washington, and we welcome everybody. Tom Hart alongside Jordan Rogers, Coach Kublik down on the sideline. This Washington offense may just be the best offense that you don't know about if you haven't stayed up late this year.
Yeah, if you don't live on the West Coast and you got an early bedtime, you haven't seen enough of this Washington team, and you haven't seen enough of Michael Penix, their quarterback, one of the best in the entire country. It's prolific. They got 2 amazing receivers. They're going to throw the ball all over the yard, and you can see here they lead the country or top in the country in a bunch of categories, points per game, yards per game, and Michael Penix, their quarterback, #1 in the nation in passing yards. They're going to throw a lot at you, and on the other side, they got a pretty talented quarterback. Get your popcorn ready. There's going to be some points tonight.
And Penix just 105 yards away from Cody Pickett's all-time school record. Meanwhile, different story on the other side of the field. Cold, Texas has been built with the run.
And you're down your top 2 rushers tonight. Bijan Robinson, Roschon Johnson, both going to be out for the Texas Longhorns. And it's a younger offense. Due to the portal, you're down a couple of numbers on the offensive line. May keep you from going with some bigger lineups. Down at numbers at wide receiver, but extra time for Coach Sarkisian and this offense to prepare. I want to see if this Texas offense, Tom, is dedicated to running the football tonight. If it's me, I come out early, establish the tone, maybe a misdirection right off the bat. Try to get that Washington defense moving east and west. Quinn Ewers, extra time to prepare. Hasn't been great down the stretch, but there is big capability inside this Texas offense. I think the run game has to happen first if they're going to find it.
Michael, thanks. Steve Sarkisian and his quarterback, Quinn Ewers, have been center stage many big moments of college football this year, and they'll take it tonight. Texas won the toss. The Longhorns have elected to defer, and so Washington will receive. You may imagine we are in Longhorn country for the most part, just about 75 miles away from Darrell K. Royal Memorial Stadium in Austin. This is a pro-Longhorn crowd tonight, but a couple of Washington's biggest wins came on the road this season, at Oregon, at Washington State, to close the year out. Will Stone will get us started. Giles Jackson set to receive. We are underway in San Antonio, and this kick is short, but a fair catch taken. And we get another look at Michael Penix Jr., who announced this won't be his last look as a Washington Husky. The junior from Tampa started his college career as an Indiana Hoosier. 4 starting seasons, but he never finished this season. Injuries derailed him each and every year. The nation's most prolific passer gets the ball tonight.
I know for sure there is so much more out there for this team, and the job is still not finished. I can't wait to be back playing in Husky Stadium for the 2023 season.
Jordan, this is a program with a lot of momentum. That gave him a huge boost.
Huge boost. You don't see many bowl games these days where everybody is back, everybody's going to play. That's Washington tonight. Full strength.
Wayne Talapapa is his running back, and they'll start off with a pitch back with a flea flicker. He's going to unload deep, and it is caught for a first down by Jalen Polk. A 34-yard strike to start the game.
We mentioned it. This is a team that loves to air it out. I was joking down on the field with offensive coordinator Ryan Grubb. It's like, hey, you going to take a deep shot, 3rd play, 4th play? What's it going to be? Help me look smart. Hey, he was holding his cards close to his chest. First play there, flea flicker.
This is an offense which is #1 in the country in passing, and here's what makes Grubb and Penix such a great pair. The check to the sideline. Penix often knows where his OC is going. A couple of shifts, including putting the tight end Jack Westover in the backfield. And the play clock got late, and they'll have to use the timeout.
Washington, that's their first charge timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
So Ryan Grubb wasted no time reaching into his very deep bag of tricks.
Yeah, this is one of those that you have circled, and it's the #1 on your first 15 plays for the last couple weeks. You're looking at it in practice, like, oh, is it going to work? I don't know. Is it going to work? And, man, under pressure, Michael Penix, a great throw, and Anthony Cook there, the safety for Texas, came over, almost made a great play on the ball. But Jalen Polk, really the third receiver for Washington. He's dynamic too, but great job bringing that one in.
So we've seen this a couple of times this season with Penix and Grubb, because they do a check with me and they like to shift and use multiple motions. Play clock can get pretty deep on them.
Yeah, and it's a dangerous combination for any defense, right? They're going to get the illusion of tempo. They're going to get to the line of scrimmage quickly, get the picture, see what the defense is going to do, look to the sideline, and change it up to try to be in the perfect play every single time.
Quentin Moore shifts. That'll be the lone shift to this snap. Penix moves the pocket as he's so good at, and rainbows one that's too strong. That time trying to find Taj Davis. And what we'll see a lot of tonight, Michael Penix Jr. never stands still.
Yeah, we call it changing the launch point, right? When you're a defensive lineman, you have an idea where that quarterback should be on a passing play, right? Right in line with the center, 5 to 8 yards deep. Not Washington. About 30% of the time, they're going to move the pocket, half roll, sprint out, move Michael Penix, and keep this defensive line off guard.
And there he goes again on the move on 2nd and 10. Incomplete, trying to find Davis.
You guys saw the shot plays early from this Washington offense. They are the most efficient offense in college football in scoring touchdowns on their initial drive. 9 out of 12 this season, fellas. They have put the ball in the end zone. Impressive number by the Huskies.
It's great play calling and having one of the best quarterbacks in the country at the controls. 3rd and 10 on this opening possession. And Texas moving some guys around on their front. Play clock now at 10. Looks like a Jolie Dunn defense out there, Cole. Everybody standing up.
Wild defense, no hands on the ground.
They bring 4. Penix stays in the pocket and is picked off. Jaron Thompson with his first pick of the season.
Job, first 3rd down here. Witkowski, defensive coordinator for Texas, does that little radar look. Everybody's standing up. No pressure there, but just some confusion on the back end. I think that route, Michael Penix expected that one to break underneath the safety. Receiver jumped like he was going over the top, and you see Penix there. Definitely miscommunication. Yeah, he's saying, hey, I thought you were going to go across his face. He doesn't. Lead to the interception. Great start for Texas.
Quinn Ewers is the Texas quarterback. Keelan Robinson getting the start at tailback. They're without their All-American Bijan Robinson. And they'll run it off tackle for a pickup of 5 on 1st down. This Texas offense 27th in the nation, averaging 200 yards on the ground per game. Only the 4th start for Keelan Robinson, who's an Alabama transfer. And Penix trying to figure out what went wrong on the UW side.
And Keelan Robinson only 17 rushing attempts on the season coming into this game. He's more of the get it to him out in space through the air kind of running back.
Ewers gets taken down. Braylon Trice with his 9th sack of the season.
It's a great job by Trice working off the left side of your screen there. One-on-one with the tight end. Well, actually, they're trying to double the tight end there. Gunnar Helm and Jatavian Sanders. Trice just splits them. That happens sometimes. You have a double team. He's like, well, am I supposed to get in front of him? Are you supposed to get in front of him and leave the middle wide open? Trice took advantage of it.
18th sack given up by Texas this season. Leaves 3rd and 11. 5-man rush. Ewers going deep down the sideline and left it short for Xavier Worthy. Their best deep threat, Jordan Perriman, had the coverage. And while that one didn't go Texas's way, it's going to be an interesting matchup with Worthy versus the secondary.
Yeah, it's going to be huge. This is the matchup to watch all night. Xavier Worthy, Texas' best receiver. He's a speedster. A little double move on the outside. Ewers let this one go really early. And that's what you do as a quarterback. You're trying to time up when he gets out of his break, when I let that one go. Reason that one fell short, let it go a little early. Misjudged the speed.
Washington blocks it. They set the house, and the Huskies will pounce on it, and they'll have it inside the 30.
A lot of movement up front for Washington. Watch the looper right here. He's going to loop around, little stunt. You see that a lot with defensive linemen in pass rush. Don't see it a ton on special teams, and nobody there.
Ulofoscio came in to get it. He was a blue chip recruit a few years ago, but has been beset by injuries and back on the field tonight. And a big block for the Dogs, and now they got it at the 30-yard line. Play action. Block picked up. Penix with a laser too strong. So third incompletion trying to target Taj Davis. We told you what Michael Penix Jr. does well. Why sometimes does he miss by such a wide margin?
Well, I think it's just timing, right? We saw on the interception, they're pushing the ball downfield so much. This offense is based on verticals and overs, so there's a lot of gray area in the timing, and sometimes you're a little bit off when you're throwing it 40 yards downfield, ends up looking way off.
He's missed on his last 4. That's Davis in motion. And they'll finally run it with Talapapa, the Virginia transfer. He is stacked up, can only pick up 1. Very good and big front 4 or 3, depending on what they do for Texas.
Both interior guys for Texas pushing 350 pounds. Keandre Coburn, Devondre Sweat, number 99, number 93 in there. Byron Murphy, number 90 in there, 300 plus as well. They're big up front. Going to be tough for Washington to move them around. That's why you'll see Penix reset that pocket so much.
Blitz coming. Penix goes to the out route and incomplete. Trying to get it to Jalen McMillan. Anthony Cook had the coverage. Penix completed his first pass. He is 0 for 5 since.
Yeah, Texas down up a little bit of pressure. Penix had to get this ball out earlier than he wanted to. Little high. And Anthony Cook almost made the play on the big flea flicker to start the game. Does a great job of splitting the receiver's hands there so McMillan can't bring it down.
And so Peyton Henry on for a 46-yard attempt. His long is 50, and Washington late getting an offensive lineman out there. Play clock now at 3. Second team all Pac-12 kicker. They get it off in time. And that one is good. Just enough to put Washington on the board. Took advantage of the block punt. Happy holidays from San Antonio in the Riverwalk. Washington on top 3-0.
You're watching Capital One Bowl Mania.
Welcome to the Valero Alamo Bowl as part of Capital One Bowl Mania. Washington got the block punt, gave him great field position, and took advantage with a field goal to go up 3-0 on 20th ranked Texas. And the Longhorns will get another crack at it in just a moment. Grady Gross will kick it off. Keelan Robinson set to receive. And Robinson wants to bring it out a few yards deep to the 20, and a flag on the play. Got an ACC crew tonight.
Holding, number 37, return team. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
Well, let's get to know Quinn Ewers, who is a local kid. Was born here in San Antonio, went to that fantastic TCU comeback against Oregon a handful of years ago when Gary Patterson was the head coach. Eventually, coming out of South Lake Carroll, did play his senior year of high school, went to Ohio State, and now a starter in Texas, and the 6th freshman quarterback to start 10-plus games his first year.
A little bit of a roller coaster year, though. Started really strong. Obviously had the injury, missed 3 games. And struggled to get his rhythm in the second half of the season. But I'll tell you what, one of the more talented throwers of the football you'll ever be around. It was impressive to watch him down on the field earlier.
They'll run it with Keelan Robinson, and he is taken down by Jeremiah Martin, but there's a flag on the play.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 3, 15-yard penalty, automatic foul.
It's a flag in the first team all-conference defensive end for Washington.
The vocal leader, ringleader down there. He's a big defensive end too, around 270 pounds. He's got the hands up and around Keelan Robinson's face mask there. He's going to be a big part of this game plan tonight, rushing off the edge.
Ewers comes to Xavier Worthy. And Worthy out of Fresno, California, had a fantastic season for Texas this year. The numbers dipped a little bit this year.
And talking to Xavier Worthy, I felt like he's got something to prove. You know, obviously receivers always want the ball, and they never want to have a dip in production. He realizes the identity of this football team was to run the football, but he's like, man, this bowl game, I'm going to get me mine. And good start to get him and Quinn Ewers on the same page with a nice, easy throw.
He has a catch in every game he's played in college. It's 25th consecutive. And now Jordan Whittington gets in on the fun, and he's able to shake for a first down.
Keep in mind, fellas, we talked to Washington defensive coordinator William Inge yesterday, asked him about a potential quick game from Texas, and he told us it's not a concern of ours. They hadn't done a lot of it this year. Not something that they feel like they can utilize and consistently move the ball with.
They get a month of practice, able to do a few new things. Huskies saying if that's something we need to adjust to, we certainly can. Xavier Worthy motions out, and they fake the screen to him but want to run it, and the Huskies defensive line is all over Keelan Robinson.
And that's going to be the part of this game, if you're a Texas fan, to pay attention to. Just how committed is Texas to running the football. They're down their two best guys. Doak Walker Award winner is not on the field. They get stopped a couple times. Do they abandon, or they try to push through?
Safety pressure, and they get the hand on Ewers. Stepped away once, and now he flicks it out of bounds. Braylon Trice was the first guy there from the near side, and they brought the linebacker Tuputala from the middle.
Well, Trice just working off the edge again. This is one of those run action pass protections. The guard that's pulling is actually going to have to pick up that edge rusher. Trice just got a big jump on that ball. The guard couldn't get to him.
35 sacks on the season for this Husky defense coming in. That's a Doak Walker winner standing on the sideline for the Longhorns. Pressure right up the middle, and they go to a screen perfectly called. Keelan Robinson stops short of the first down. They leave fourth and about 2. You leave the offense on the field?
Oh, I think you do, and it looks like no one's moving. Quinn Ewers looking for a play call. You build off this momentum.
They're going to go quick. Ewers swings it out. Nice catch and a big first down for Casey Kane. And he takes it down the sideline to set up Texas at the 10-yard line, a 27-yard gain.
And just an amazing play call. They had this one dialed up. There was no hesitation. You see Kane, he's a receiver lining up in the backfield. Some confusion for the Washington linebackers about who to identify, who's got the back out of the backfield. It's a receiver. Just a great job of having that play and calling it quick, not letting Washington adjust.
Jonathan Brooks is now in at running back for Texas. Brooks will not get it on play action. They were trying to get it around the corner to Whittington. And that'll leave second and goal from the 10. Quinn Ewers, 14 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. One of the biggest games of the year in college football when the Texas defense showed up in a big way against Alabama. Ewers was hurt that game, and it's been a roller coaster ride for him in his first year playing after redshirting at Ohio State. Now second and goal. And that one was whistled dead pre-snap, and movement on the Texas offensive line. They've started.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 85, offense, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
Correction, the tight end Gunnar Helm. The offensive line has started the same 5 all season.
Yeah, 54 Cole Hudson, true freshman, flinched a little bit there as well. This is where Texas has struggled a little bit this year in the red zone. And the matchup tonight's not going to be any easier. Washington, one of the best in the country, 15th nationally. in red zone defense. This is where you need to look and find your playmaker. Xavier Worthy at the bottom of your screen has man coverage right now.
They empty the backfield. Brooks split out. They go to him near the sideline, trying to find a block, and Brooks gets only a couple of yards, brought down by Tuliniasa Soa, and that's going to leave 3rd and goal. That false start hurt Texas.
That really hurt them. Washington was in a nickel sub package, which means they have a little lighter lineup out there. Texas had 2 tight ends, ran the football, but obviously the false start pushed them back. Now 3rd and long. Xavier Worthy in the slot here. Imagine there's going to be some combination with him involved.
They'll stack Whittington behind him. Going the opposite way into the end zone. It's Kane, but he is out of bounds.
Well, had man coverage to that side. Don't mind him taking that shot. Ball had just a little too much air on it. When you throw this ball, it's either got to be air into the back pylon or on a line drive, back shoulder to the front pylon. Kind of caught his receiver in between. Left that one too far out of bounds.
So Bert Auburn, who's 5th in the Big 12 in field goal percentage, on to attempt a 30-yarder. And the chip shot is good. Texas has answered Washington's score. 7:52 remaining in the first. We're tied at 3.
The Valero Alamo Bowl is brought to you by Valero, where we're changing the game right now. And Visit San Antonio. Plan your trip at visitsanantonio.com.
It's only the 5th all-time meeting between these two programs. The most recent coming in 2001 was Cody Pickett against Major Applewhite. It was a monster Texas comeback. Mac Brown's team trailed by as many as 19 points, but Ivan Williams, the game winner, had a 3-yard run with just 38 seconds left. Largest bowl comeback in school history. Major went for 473 and 4 touchdowns in that game. That game, by the way, was scoreless through the first quarter, and it ended up being a high-scoring affair. Only 6 points combined early on in this one. Chance to bring it out for the Huskies. Giles Jackson gets taken down right at the 10-yard line. Make it the 12, and here's Michael Penix Jr.
And we've already seen it a few times. They do such a great job of changing the launch point. What do I mean? Moving where the quarterback sets up to throw the football. Here, if you would have been a normal drop back, it's a great pass rush. But they did the half roll, and look at the accuracy. He hasn't been accurate tonight, but over the course of the season, Penix one of the most accurate. Again, changing the launch point. What ends up being a good pass rush because the quarterback is not in the middle, ends up being way off, not even close. And again, the accuracy by Penix all year has been elite. A rough start so far today for him, 1 of 6, but because they've moved the pocket so much, really tough to get him on the ground.
Fewest sacks taken by a Pac-12 quarterback in the last 25 years. Meanwhile, Richard Newton gets a carry here. Of note, Huskies are without second-string running back Cameron Davis. He's on the trip. He practiced with the team. Word is suffered an injury late in the week, so he is unavailable tonight. Bumps Newton up to second string, and he's in here for what is the 3rd series for UW. They'll shift again. Huskies had a play in their big win against Michigan State earlier this season where they shifted pre-snap 8 times. I asked Ryan Grubb about that, the OC. He just kind of laughed, and he said, yeah, that sounds about right. Penix has not found his rhythm here tonight. 6 consecutive incompletions. It's the longest incompletion streak this season for Penix.
Texas right now doing a really good job of bringing pressure, and when they're not, they're varying the looks on the backside. So they're waiting for Penix to look at the sideline, and then right before the snap, rolling coverage, changing leverage, changing the picture on Michael Penix.
Longhorns have not been a great pass defense over the course of the season, but they have been to start tonight. And with all this burnt orange under the roof, going to get loud pre-snap. Longhorns bring only 4. Penix lets it go, and that is caught on the sideline by Rome Odunze. It's a pickup of 12. One of 2,000-yard receivers for the Dogs this year.
And a safety blanket for Michael Penix Jr. He wants the drive route there. It's covered kind of late. Gets the comeback all the way across the field. It's a big-time throw, and a great job by Odunze going up, getting both feet in bounds. He's a special player, first-team All-Pac-12 player. Led the Pac-12 in yards per game.
He has 71 catches. McMillan, his teammate, has 71 catches. First time UW has had 2,000-yard receivers in the same season, and now the tight end Westover.
Well, guys, we are in Texas. You can go get ribs all the time, right? Watch left tackle Troy Fuutanu going for a full slab. Jordan, I know that's your favorite right there. Extra sauce on that slab.
Now poured the extra sauce on at the end there. Just how I like it.
Penix has time and again goes to his tight end Westover. That's a gain of 5 and a first down.
I will go ahead and tell you guys right now, Troy Fuutanu at left tackle, Bo Davis, defensive line coach for Texas, told me he loves how aggressive this Washington group of tackles sets. That means they set laterally, not back. Fuutanu has been beat twice inside right there. Quick throw earlier, got bailed out by the running back. Just something to keep your eye on for later in this game.
Fuutanu has played like some of these guys in this offensive line at different stops. He started the first 2 games at left tackle, moved into left guard, back out to left tackle. A versatile and veteran offensive line for the Huskies. Incomplete. He thought his receiver was turning in, and Penix once again unhappy, this time with Devin Culp.
I think a lot of that move, Tom, with Fuutanu back out to tackle was to get Jackson Kirkland in at guard, to get a little extra beef inside. He's just a bigger, wider, more physical body helping out the interior of that offensive line.
Kirkland had to come back to school after an ankle injury was discovered, and he withdrew relatively late from the NFL draft. Recovering from the ankle, and NCAA required that he sit out a game, so that cost him 3 games to start the year. Penix fires to the sideline, and this time Devin Culp comes up with a catch, right spot, and a gain of 9. Junior from Spokane out of Gonzaga Prep. Culp has had drop issues this season, but talking with their tight end coach Nick Sheridan before the game, he said this guy will make some unbelievable catches, and their 2 tight ends, both Culp and Westover, pretty much interchangeable in terms of how much they're on the field. Another 3rd down for the Huskies. On 3rd and short, they swing it outside. McMillan's got the first down, and well, it almost looked like he got taken down by a face mask by Jarrett Thompson the way his head got yanked back. First down regardless for the Huskies.
Yeah, little zone read. It's a great pull by Michael Penix. And look at the arm angle. Little sidearm flicked. Get the ball around the defensive end out to Jalen McMillan. He's not the quarterback that's going to keep it on the zone read, Michael Penix. A lot of injuries over his career. Used to be a lot more of an athlete, of a runner. Doesn't really need to be now. So good at distributing the football, playing point guard from the pocket.
Suffered a torn ACL twice in Indiana, freshman and junior seasons with the Hoosiers. Dumps it underneath the Culp. He's got a blocker in front of him and trying to road grade his way. Fuutanu, the sophomore out of Henderson, Nevada, out in front. That's a pickup of 4.
Have not seen wide receiver Jalen Polk, fastest player on this football team in the last 2 series. Tom, I watched him over on the sideline. Looked like a lower extremity that he was kind of trying to work out. Had a discussion with his position coach, but been about 10, 12 plays now since we've seen him in the ballgame.
Yeah, it looked like they were working on his right foot. This is the 10th play of the drive for the Huskies. On 2nd and 6, Talapapa back in. He's got a stiff arm, a first down, and more. Talapapa to the end zone. Touchdown, Huskies from 42 yards. He is a home run hitter.
And great push right here on the double team. Moving the defensive tackle out of the way, creating a huge hole in Talapapa. Not the most athletic, not a home run hitter, but does a great job of getting north and south, and right there had just enough speed. Got to remember as well, Texas is without Demarion Overshawn, their star linebacker declared for the NFL. Diamante Tucker-Dorsey playing a lot more in his place, so they're down 1 guy at linebacker, and it showed on that play.
Peyton Henry punches it through. Huskies answer the Texas score with a touchdown of their own. 11th rushing touchdown of the season for Wayne Talapapa. Back on the field for the first time in that drive, and the Huskies find the end zone for the first time. Texas head coach Steve Sarkisian is Longhorns trailing Washington 10-3. He said the next step is to finish games. All 4 of their losses this season came by 7 points or fewer. Then they came in the postseason without a guy who's as important to his offense as perhaps any in the country. Bijan Robinson accounting for 37% of the Longhorns' offense, 3rd most in the country. They'll take a big step up. They had a great signing day, and that includes Arch Manning, son of Cooper, nephew of Peyton and Eli. Grandpa was a pretty good player back in the day, too. And he'll be on campus before you know it. No return for Texas. Friday on ESPN and the ESPN app, former ACC rivals square up in the Duke's Mayo Bowl with Maryland and number 23 NC State at noon Eastern. Then it's number 21 Notre Dame and 19th ranked South Carolina, the Texler Gator Bowl. Saturday at noon Eastern on ABC, Iowa gets a rematch with Kentucky in the Trans-Perfect Music City Bowl. Including their full bowl wins, Mark Stoops' team has won 20 consecutive games against non-conference opponents. Be without Will Levis in the postseason game. Play action. Ewers dumps it off, and this is the tight end, Jatavion Sanders. The deep ball is such an important part of what Kyle Flood and Steve Sarkisian want to do. How does Ewers' talent fit into that?
Oh, he's got the ability for sure to push it downfield. He can fit it anywhere on the field. Problem is just the accuracy and timing hasn't been there the last 4 or 5 games or so. Started the season really well, had the injury, and obviously this offense is based on the run game, the play action. Struggled a little bit on hitting those deep balls consistently down the stretch.
A little hesitation by Jonathan Brooks before it picks up 4. It was a great start to the season for Ewers, but inconsistency over his last 5 starts on the deep ball, 15 yards plus downfield, only 33% completion rate.
Yeah, and talking to Quinn just yesterday, you mentioned, spend a little extra time with Xavier Worthy, by ourselves in bowl practice, need to clean up some of my footwork, get back to some of the basics. So it's not broken. I mean, we know the talent's there. We know where they can execute it. Just got to get back on the same page.
And you could see in his eyes and in his words that Xavier Worthy has been frustrated by it. It hooks up with him here, and that's good for a first down.
And that right there will help the deep ball. Washington playing a lot of soft zone coverage to the boundary and the field. So every time you just take it, you take the 5 yards, you take the 8 yards, those DBs start to get heavy feet, start to get the eyes in the backfield, start to inch up, and that's when that shot play can hit right behind it.
Worthy's been a great weapon. Big 12 Offensive Freshman of the Year last year, the first for Texas since Colt McCoy, but that one is blown up. Christopher Moll, the UAB transfer, finds his way into the backfield. It's a loss of 1.
Wow. Like a rocket coming here from the weak side linebacker position. It's a great read. Just get skinny. Double team's supposed to come off to him, but reacted quick enough to avoid it.
2nd and 11 for Quinn Ewers in Texas. Going to the slant, that's Xavier Worthy for the catch. So in talking with Quinn yesterday, it was interesting. We talked about his development, and he said, I had a plan. My head coach at South Lake Carroll, Riley Dodge, had a plan for my development my senior year. Then the decision was made to skip my senior year and go to Ohio State. So I lost that aspect of the development, but I gained a year in the quarterback room with C.J. Stroud and Ryan Day in Ohio State. And now they go play action on 3rd and short. Ewers trying to run for it, and he picks it up with his legs. And he picks up 5. So you got to remind yourself when watching a guy, previous #1 recruit in the country, that development has been staggered over the last couple of years.
Yeah, didn't have a senior year like you mentioned, and we kind of asked him, do you feel like a true freshman? And that's when he said, no, not really. I mean, I learned so much from being in the meeting room with Ryan Day, with C.J. Stroud, how he watches films, how they communicated coverages and concepts to each other. He said, I was like a sponge. I soaked it up. So I feel like that was a big part of my development that helped out having missed that senior year.
They'll run it with Brooks. The other aspect of that is he only played 6 games his junior year. So, Cole, when we talked about being at South Lake Carroll, he's like, man, I only played like a year and a half.
Yeah, I was hoping that he would rank himself ahead of McElroy as far as South Lake Dragon quarterbacks all the time. He wouldn't go that far. But you guys talked about him thinking he's a freshman quarterback. I thought it was interesting that both Sark and Kyle Flood said we treat him like a freshman quarterback just based on the amount of football he's played.
Well, they've had some good ones over the years. There's a national champion watching on the sideline. We're a quarter into this one. Vince Young watches on. Texas down 7. Welcome back to the Valero Alamo Bowl as part of Capital One Bowl Mania. Great night at the Riverwalk last night. Made it to dinner. Nobody fell in walking back. I count that as a success.
Well, speak for yourself. I think you tripped on a few steps. I don't know if it was the first bottle of wine or the second. Maybe it was the 8 orders of guacamole we had.
Could have been drunken avocados, 2nd and 8. Quinn Ewers 8 of 12 to start this game. Pressure up the middle picked up, and he slings it to his tight end, Jatavion Sanders. Get wrestled short of the first down and leave 3rd and 1.
Boy, great little flick here by Quinn Ewers. This is what makes him so special. The sidearm flick. I mean, such a natural thrower. Look at that. Falling away from the ball. Wasn't a long throw, but you'll see him push the ball 30, 40 yards downfield looking exactly like that.
A little bit high on that delivery, and it gave Washington a chance to cut down Savion Reed. And he is down short of the marker, and he was down before the ball came out. Savion Red, excuse me.
The last 4th down decision, they went quick. You can see they got the play call, trying to line up quick here again.
Brooks is the running back. Texas without its top 2 running backs here in the bowl season. Ewers throws behind and low, and Texas turns it over on downs. Perriman mixed up with Worthy in the coverage downfield.
Boy, had Worthy too, a little slant route. Play action, sell and run really hard. Get your best receiver one-on-one. It's a great route. Ball just on his back foot, really.
So there's a game earlier this season against Oklahoma State. Xavier Worthy was targeted 16 times. That should make a lot of wide receivers happy.
Yeah.
Only had 4 catches. It's
Not
one thing
good.
to be targeted. It's one thing for the ball to be near enough to make the catch.
And that's some of the inconsistency, right? You take the good throws, the sidearm falling away, but you're going to have some of those, right? When your feet aren't set, and it causes the inaccuracy, and your talent's not able to overcome it.
Talapapa in at running back. Penix wants to throw on 1st down. He's able to complete it to Jalen Polk, who's back on the field after dealing with a foot issue. Transfer from Texas Tech. He's from Lufkin, Texas. They've had some pretty good wide receivers come out of there, including Dez Bryant. Met with him yesterday. I said, rank him. He goes, put me right behind Dez. Most wide receivers don't have that humble bone, do they?
No. That's what makes him great, though.
Kiki Cody, who started Texas Tech before going on the NFL, also from Lufkin High School. Play clock at 5 on 2nd and 7. Quick hitter to the outside, and McMillan shook the first, shook the second. Taken down by the 3rd. Deshaun Jameson ends up a gain of 3 after all that.
Well, another exotic look by Texas. That time they stacked the line of scrimmage. Went cover 0. Forced the ball out of Michael Penix's hands quick. Did a good job forcing 3rd down. There's Diamante Tucker Dorsey filling in for DeMarvion Overshawn.
Huskies 2 of 4 on 3rd down tonight. Texas showed corner blitz, and we got a flag and movement on the Huskies.
False start. Number 83. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still down.
The tight end Devin Colt moved, and that'll change the play call a little bit.
interesting. I really like the game plan by Texas defense because it's not what everybody else has done. Washington's actually one of the least blitz teams in the entire country, 107th actually. So because they move the pocket so much, because Michael Penix is so great at getting the ball out and throwing under pressure, most teams are scared to blitz. Texas, not so much.
They've really mixed up their looks. Talapapa motions to the backfield.
You can see here again, all these guys trying to confuse the Washington offensive line.
Play clock ran out on them.
Play of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty.
First possession of the game, the Huskies had to use a timeout to avoid that same penalty. Didn't burn one here. It's going to cost them another 5.
Yeah, we talked to Kalen DeBoer about that yesterday. Said, man, I don't like to burn those. I know it's going to happen at times because we line up, we look to the sideline, try to get the perfect play. I wanted to save one of those timeouts this time.
From 3rd and 4 to 3rd and 14. Texas brings 4. Penix leaves the pocket, still wants to throw, and lobs it deep downfield. Incomplete and no flag. Odunze got turned around by Cook. But these ACC officials kept the flag in their pocket.
Oh, there was definitely some contact there from Anthony Cook. You see him pull the left shoulder pad of Odunze. Would have been a really tough catch, but he was definitely there early. Definitely some contact.
Side judge pointing to his knee like I think he thought that maybe they got tripped up. I agree with you, though, Jordan, seeing it down here from the field.
And look incidental. Xavier Worthy back to receive this punt from Jack McAllister. Texas nearly got it. And there's a flag on roughing the kicker. Longhorns ran in the same situation against another purple team late in the game against TCU, nearly got it. Jordan Whittington made contact to see if it's what variety it is. It looks like the 5-yard variety, which won't make a difference. Running into versus roughing.
Running into the kicker. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Replay 4th down.
Boy, usually you got to sell out and dive to block the kick. Jordan Whittington got there so fast. He don't really know what to do. He kind of just jumps in front of it almost. Gets a leg out. That's a good call. Definitely ran into the leg there.
Yeah, but should that have been roughing instead of running into?
Yeah, very well could have.
Leg up in the air. They'll re-kick. It was only a 35-yarder a moment ago. Xavier Worthy fumbled the fair catch, but out of bounds. Washington leads Texas 10-3. We got a flag on the far side.
Holding. Number 4, receiving team. 10-yard penalty from the end of the kick. 1st down. Media timeout.
So they ended up getting 15 yards worth of penalties on the kick anyway. It was Whittington both times. Quinn Ewers and the Texas offense back on the field after this.
The College Football Playoff Semifinals, Saturday, December 31st on ESPN.
So the Mega Cash is back for the CFP semifinals on Saturday. 9 different viewing options for each semifinal. There's only one. Jordan and I are going to be watching. That's a Pat McAfee show presented by Mercedes-Benz on ESPN2. Featuring not just Pat McAfee, but among others, Cole Kublik. Cole, what do you got?
We got Taylor Lewan, AQ Shipley, Super Bowl winning center for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Everybody knows Taylor played tackle at Michigan. Little RG3, we might let him talk some quarterback play occasionally.
Yeah, RG3 played in a high-scoring game here in the Alamo Bowl. And Keelan Robinson with the carry there picks up 6.
Who is Cole Fullen? RG3's not going to get to talk. No. Cole Kublik, a lineman. Taylor Lewan, a lineman. They're going to be talking about those big beefy boys all
Shipley's
game.
going to block him out too.
It is the most trench knowledge on a single television broadcast in the history of television.
Here's 2nd and 4. Robinson taken down just shy of the line to gain by Alfonso Tuputala. Got a game-high 9 tackles in the Apple Cup. bringing an extra defensive back on 3rd and short.
Used to be a guarantee with Bijan Robinson in the backfield. And a little harder tonight for Texas in between the tackles.
They'll run it, and Washington comes up with the stop. Robinson snuffed out by Savell Smalls.
A little inside zone just takes a minute to develop as Whittington goes across, and Smalls does a great job of crashing the mesh, getting right all over that.
And so the Longhorns will run the punt team out, led by Daniel Trejo, who was at NAIA Texas Wesleyan. John Robinson and Roschon Johnson, spectators only tonight. Trejo to punt it away. Fair catch taken at the 30. No flag? No flag. I promise the boats don't really move that fast down on the Riverwalk. I'm Hart, Jordan Rogers, Cole Kubelik, our fantastic ESPN crew tonight from the Valero Alamo Bowl. A lot of burnt orange in the stadium. There's a lot of burnt orange walking down the street to come to this game. Steve Sarkisian said, why load up and ride buses when we can just walk to the game?
Yeah, it's a home game de facto for them, so I didn't want to walk. I walked all the way almost a mile, me and Cole, for breakfast tacos this morning, and that was about all I needed. Tacos were
7
great.
more miles to walk them off.
Yep.
Shout out to Pete's Tacos. Have that again.
Thanks for being my Grubhub drivers and delivering back to the hotel. Here's
Lazy.
Penix Jr. dedicated. How about that? And Washington will run it straight ahead with Richard Newton. Newton Jr. from Lancaster, California. He's getting more opportunity tonight with Cameron Davis out with an injury. Newton on 2nd and 2. Picks up the first down and gets spun around on the logo on a pickup of 9.
Boy, inside zone here. Doing a really good job. You see the center here pulling. Right tackle pulling. Tucker Dorsey there making a tackle. Again, filling in for DeMarvion Overshawn.
Straight ahead again, running right behind Corey Luciano.
Well, first thing about Corey Luciano, you just saw one of the strengths of his game that I really like, Tom Jordan. The way that he can get out laterally reminds me a lot of Dermontti Dawson back in the days of Steelers fan, being able to pull, get to the perimeter. But I did see him on the bench a couple series ago, almost hacking up a little bit in the trash can. So keep an eye on that.
May have had your tacos. First-year starter at center, came off the bench his first 22 games of his career. Four-man rush almost got to Penix, and he skips one in low. He hasn't been able to hook up with Taj Davis tonight, despite targeting him 4 times already.
Yeah, and that time pressure in his face, couldn't step into that one. That's why that ball one-hopped, and Texas took a good job again, forcing a 3rd and long. Washington, the best 3rd down offense in the country, but not easy when it's 3rd long almost every possession.
2 for 5 on 3rd down tonight. Out of the backfield, Talapapa. And gets taken down in the open field after a gain of only 4. Jahdae Barron was the first one there, junior out of Austin Connolly. And the punting team will come on the field for the Huskies with 7:50 left in the second roll.
Boy, time and time again, Texas is affecting the middle of the pocket. Michael Penix just does not have anywhere to step up, doesn't have a feeling like he can sit and wait for things to develop downfield with noise in his face. Texas doing a really good job slowing down the #1 passing attack in the country.
With that big push.
Ball start. Offense. All 11 players will not step prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
A big push coming from the D-line, and their coach, Bo Davis, who had a pretty good one back in the day at Alabama, and Terrence Cody, so he knows about that interior push. McAllister to punt it away again. Xavier Worthy stands at his 11. That is a beautiful punt. It will sail over Worthy's head and into the end zone. 52-yarder. 10-3 Huskies. Back in a moment.
The Valero Alamo Bowl is brought to you by Valero, where we're changing the game right now. And Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Take you back to the 2011 Alamo Bowl. Steve Sarkisian, head coach at Washington. Baylor led by the Heisman winner Robert Griffin III. 123 combined points, most in regulation in a bowl game. Also 1,397 yards of offense, 17 touchdowns. Baylor's 67 points were the most scored in bowl history until 6 days later when West Virginia put 70 on Clemson in the Orange Bowl. Ewers to the perimeter. Here's Xavier Worthy. Interesting talk with Steve Sarkisian yesterday about his time at Washington, and we've had this discussion with him before when he was on Nick Saban's staff at Alabama. The growth as a head coach from Washington to USC, struggles off the field, learning who he was on the field. He said, you got to remember, I came up through Pete Carroll. I learned how to run a program through him, and then I went to Alabama and Nick Saban, and that very different attention to detail. So now, he said, midway through your career as a head coach, you learn to be your own man and your own voice. He's tight end Sanders, and a big gain for a Texas first down on a pickup of 16.
And I thought it was interesting. He goes, look, in times of adversity, you're going to resort to being somewhat of yourself anyway, and if you haven't been that person, then your team's not going to know who you are, and they're going to take a little bit of your identity. So he's found a way to be true to himself, take a little bit of what Pete Carroll did, take a little bit of what Nick Saban is, and still does, and mix it into something that's being successful here in Austin.
You know, that's a pretty good mix.
Yeah.
If you're a young coach out there and you're like, hey, who are the two guys I could work for? To get both extremes, swing out to Worthy, and he picks up just a yard.
I feel like maybe the most important lesson he took from both was what he said he learned from Nick Saban: adapt or die. There's a reason there are no more dinosaurs. And in today's college football, fellas, I think we all know you better be flexible, better know how to change, better know how to do things different.
Well, the real reason is an asteroid, but I understand what you're saying, Cole.
They were better swimmers, you never know.
2nd and 9. Ewers slings it out, and that one's a pickup of 6 to Keelan Robinson.
And I really like the rhythm that Steve Sarkisian has his quarterback Quinn Ewers in right now. We were kind of wondering coming into this game, a team that loves going 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, running the football without their top 2. Will they keep doing it, or will they try to go more quick game? That's what they're leaning on now.
Incomplete, trying to find Whittington on 3rd and 3. If Bijan Robinson is in the game tonight, are they throwing it on 3rd and 3?
No, they're handing it off. He's an eraser. He was an eraser. Right? Didn't have to be perfect. He would make you right. So those 3rd and shorts, tough, but I love the play call there. Sprinting left, ball a little low, but Jordan Whittington had a chance. Should have pulled that down for a first down.
So Danny Trejo on to punt it away again. Now 4th and 3. Remarkable journey to make it to Texas. It included time sleeping 3 hours a night and working at an Amazon factory just to pass the time and pay the bills. 4:50 left in the second. Who's who? Friday, we'll have a lot of orange at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Number 6, Tennessee takes on number 7, Clemson at 8 Eastern. And at New Year's Eve at noon Eastern, it's the All-State Sugar Bowl. As number 5, Alabama takes on number 9, Kansas State in the first ever meeting between these schools. Both games can be caught on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and the ESPN app. Wait, speaking of Tennessee, Josh Dobbs with a touchdown pass tonight. The Titans, his former quarterback coach Nick Sheridan on the staff of Kalen DeBoer, tight end coach for the Huskies. Penix, little play action, pressure, hit as he throws, and he unloads deep. It is off the fingertips of Jalen McMillan.
Boy, a really good ball. T'Vondre Sweat, number 93 right here, is going to find his way through the middle there, getting pressure on Penix. But this ball is about as good as you can throw it with the pressure there. McMillan just couldn't get two hands on it. Wow. Really close to a huge play, but again, making Penix uncomfortable. Hasn't had too many clean pockets.
He's 10 of 20 through the air tonight, and he delivers a bullet to Taj Davis, who gets taken down by Barron. First completion to Davis in 5 tries to pick up a 7.
Which is why you do that, though. I mean, change the launch point. Move the quarterback. That's what they did so much against Washington State 30% of the time, so almost 1 out of every 3 times they moved the pocket.
3rd and 3. Huskies 2 of 6 on 3rd down tonight. Texas brings an extra man. Penix completes it. Odunze takes it for a first down, a pickup of 11.
Huge. Texas brings 1 extra guy from the field. 1 blitzer. This is just a drive route coming all the way across. Penix starts his eyes left. That's where his read is. Odunze comes right into the picture as his second read, and under pressure again. An accurate throw for the first down.
Texas gave away the coverage, and Penix with a check to the sideline. Watts lined up with Odunze on the near side. Talapapa will run it, and he's got a big gain. Cole, what have you seen from this UW offensive line this year?
Well, when they've been and had an opportunity to run the football in a north and south manner, they're pretty good. They get attached, they understand shoulder to shoulder, stay square. They drive, they finish, but they're super athletic. We talked earlier about the center being able to pull around both guards, great pullers, and they've got some versatility, as we talked earlier in the broadcast about those pass sets. They can quick set you, they can set vertical, deep, and back. That's because you have an offensive line coach as your offensive coordinator and another offensive line coach that's coaching them every day.
Baini Valu, a right guard, second team all-conference. Second team all-conference left tackle, and Ba'utanu. Play action again. Penix to Talapapa out of the backfield. And another fantastic open field tackle by Jahdae Barron. It's only a gain of 4. Second and 6 for the Huskies. Penix fires wide. McMillan, the intended receiver.
Yeah, and this is what the accumulation of pressure will do to a quarterback. Even when you have a clean pocket, there's been so much noise around Penix. Watch as he steps up. He can settle right here. 1 hitch, he should settle. Gets fast feet, climbs in the pocket too quickly when he didn't need to. That's because of all those times he's been getting hit. Your mind starts to speed up and you see things that aren't there.
Took himself into another hit. 3-7 on 3rd down. They give it to Talapapa on the draw, and he is through for the first down. Fantastic effort. Needed 6, got 7.
Boy, left tackle Fautanu is just punishing people. Another slab there. Colby happy down there, went for the ribs. Picking up a second order. You know linemen always want seconds.
Thirds, 90 seconds left in the half. Huskies have a pair of timeouts. Going deep. Too strong once again for Taj Davis. 1:15 to play. We've had some great games today. Minnesota in the Bronx held on against Syracuse to start today. Florida State over Oklahoma leading into this one. Getting a late score. And we've got a touchdown difference here in the first half. But this high-scoring Husky offense, averaging 41 points a game, top 5 in the country, has been held to just 10 points. And they'll have to use another timeout with 10 seconds on the play clock.
Timeout, Washington. That's their second charge. Timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
A lot of good football to talk about today. Let's get you back to the studio. Here's Kevin Connors.
Yes, and Tom, coming up on the TikTok halftime report, Sam Acho, Trevor Maddich will join me. We'll discuss what TCU must do to beat Michigan in the Fiesta Bowl and the quarterback in the Peach Bowl that our guys trust most in crunch time. Plus, we'll recap a dynamite Cheez-It Bowl and a sparkling performance by Jordan Travis. All coming up on the TikTok halftime report. Tom?
All right, KC, thanks. We learned a lot about Cheez-It this week, didn't we, Cole? How many Cheez-It crackers do you think you can take down? All right, he's in the cone of silence.
Wow, surprising. First time I've ever heard an offensive lineman be quiet when you're asking about food.
I know.
We did hear
Well,
that.
you said Cheez-Its, and I'm told that it's Cheez-It crackers.
No, I said
No.
Cheez-It crackers. You must have Cheez-Its in your ears.
You're what's wrong with America, because nobody's going to say that.
Cole, anytime you want to start listening and joining the broadcast, you know.
Well, it's called finger on the button. It happens.
2nd and 10. Penix 13 of 25 for a $110 here in the first half. Just a 3-man rush. Penix pulls it down, and now he stumbles out of the gate. Will go into his slide to avoid taking a hit and picks up 4. 1:03 and rolling. 1 timeout left for the Huskies.
Yeah, sense of urgency, but 3rd down here. Still a timeout. Got plenty of time.
Empty backfield. On 3rd and 6 over the middle. Caught for a first down. Odunze, pickup of 18.
Oh, this is such a good throw by Michael Penix. He's got a linebacker in zone coverage underneath. Going to see him working to the right. He's got a dig route. He's got to put this one with enough air to get over the top of Jalen Ford, but enough velocity that the safety can't close on him.
11th play of the drive. It was tied in. Jack Westover goes down after a pickup of 4. 26 seconds and rolling. Huskies have the timeout.
I thought they might use it there. Yeah, finally do. Wasted about 5 seconds, though. 5-6 seconds. Rolled off the clock there.
Timeout, Washington. That's their 3rd and final charge timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
Kalen DeBoer and company now looking at a 2nd and 6. I guess the question is, you get 20 seconds left in the half with no timeouts. What are the options offensively?
Well, you're at the 12, 13-yard line, so take some shots into the end zone. You maybe have time on 1st down for one to not be into the end zone and get on it, spike it if you can, but I expect a few shots here into the end zone.
Penix has been so good getting out of the pocket, but a couple times tonight he seemed to have made the wrong decision when there's been pressure around him.
Well, Texas has done a great job of changing the picture. And what do I mean when I say that? Well, Washington likes to see it, look to the sideline, change the play. Well, Texas is doing the same thing. You're going to change the play? Okay, we're going to roll late. We're going to signal, change the coverage. So what Penix and offensive coordinator Ryan Grubb are expecting, Texas isn't doing, which is a really good job by Kwiatkowski, defensive coordinator for Texas.
It's not just that pre-snap movement either, Jordan. It's the post-snap movement that I think is giving that Washington offensive line some trouble.
2nd and 6. McMillan's in the backfield. Timeout used by Steve Sarkisian. Right before the snap, apparently.
Timeout, Texas. That's their 1st charge timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
College football playoff semifinals are Saturday on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and the ESPN app. Number 2 Michigan takes on number 3 TCU in the Verbal Fiesta Bowl at 4 Eastern. Then it's number 1 Georgia, number 4 Ohio State, the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. The winners will play Monday, January 9th on ESPN. You'll be at the Peach Bowl. Jordan Rogers, what are you looking at in terms of Georgia and Ohio State?
Well, I think it's a great matchup. I think it's actually the toughest matchup for Georgia of any team that's in the playoffs because of the skill that Ohio State has at wide receiver. Emeka Egbuka, Marvin Harrison Jr., they're going to really test that secondary. But again, the most physical team going to win that game.
Michael Penix Jr. is rewriting the Washington record books, and on that 18-yard completion to set up the Huskies here, took over the record of now 4,486 passing yards, eclipsing Cody Pickett's total from 2002.
And Jalen Polk back in the game. Hasn't been playing many snaps since that injury.
Five-man rush. They swing it around and go back to Culp. And he gets the first down. Clock will stop for a moment. There's an injured Longhorn player. And that will buy Washington even more time. It's Ryan Watts, the best cover corner for the Longhorns.
Loved the play design there. They're going to double fake screens. They're going to fake screen one way, fake screen the other way, and slip down the middle. It's a copycat league. This is what Kyle Shanahan ran a few weeks ago. They're going to leak here, pump the screen. Leak here, pump the screen, and then get the guy right down in the middle. See that tight end work late over the middle. The Niners actually ran that play. Brock Purdy, I think 2 weeks ago, a week ago. Great little play. You get defense going one way, get them going the other way, and then sneak right down the middle.
Terry Bound and Jimbo Fisher, right before I got to Auburn, had a very similar play. We called it Gator that they ran. Fake the screen both directions. Andy Fuller was the tight end. He would leak right in the middle of the field. Nobody home. Absolutely wore Florida out in Gainesville 1 year with that play.
Never forget Andy Fuller.
Well, it's tough, right? Defensive linemen and linebackers, as soon as you see those offensive linemen, that's really what makes the play. The offensive linemen also getting wide, getting width. That takes the eyes, that takes all the defenders out of the middle. And if you can protect or buy enough time, it's a great play.
So Watts came up injured trying to make the tackle on the 240-pound tight end Culp, and was immediately pointing towards his shoulder, and that right arm held stiff by the Texas athletic training staff as the Ohio State transfer gets helped off the field. He's the only defensive player for Texas to start every game this season, and with little time left in the half, they'll waste no time and take him straight to the locker room. That is not a good sign for the Longhorns.
No, and also their best cover guy, 6'3", he's got great length on the outside, and now they're going to figure out who's going to match Rome Odunze, Washington's best receiver, also a 6'3" guy on the outside.
Well, they had Austin Jordan, a freshman out of Denton Ryan, got forced into the game against Alabama early in the season, got some valuable experience. That was only a handful of plays. So Deshaun Jameson on one side right now.
They got a tight split up top by Rome Odunze and a couple tight ends to the field. This is one of those times that maybe they run a drive route, try to block in front. Oh, no. Thought they might try to run a play there with 13 seconds left.
Yeah, you had all that time, right?
Yeah.
For the injury timeout, why wouldn't you have your best play ready to go? Maybe it's here, 2nd and goal. 14th play of the drive for the Huskies.
Because they wanted to shift. That's why.
Right. That's going to use some time.
Yep.
10 on the play clock. And more motion. Penix will lob this one out of the back of the end zone. 7 seconds remain. So that's the time that this offense takes just to get in position and give Penix some looks.
Yeah, their success is so predicated on shifts and motions and changing the picture pre-snap. So they didn't snap that ball. They spiked it because they wanted to go to a certain play that had a little movement. And now with 7 seconds left, this ball's got to go in the end zone. Can't catch this ball in bounds to save time for a field goal if you don't pick up a touchdown.
Low scoring first half between the Huskies and Longhorns. That's McMillan in motion. Fake fire, incomplete. Too much for Odunze, but still 3 seconds left on the clock. That was a fastball for Michael Penix Jr.
Yeah, and I think they were selling a flat route to McMillan. Odunze on the left side of the screen, he's going to hesitate for just a second, and so he's late getting his eyes back to Penix, and so that ball gets on him quicker than he anticipated. You see McMillan behind there. They were trying to sell that Odunze was blocking, then he runs the slant. Just a hair off by Penix.
Timeout, Texas. That's their second charge timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
Peyton Henry has already made from 46. This will be from 23. Make it 24. Well, 3 seconds left in the half. Washington defense holding Texas without a touchdown. This season, Allstate will celebrate every field goal and extra point made by participating universities by making a donation to the university's General Scholarship Fund. Thank you, Allstate. Make it 24 for Henry, the senior from Danville, California, second team all Pac-12 kicker. And this explosive Husky offense held to just 1 touchdown in the first half. And the chip shot is good for Henry. Well, the Longhorns held it just 3. The last time Texas was held without a touchdown in the first half of a bowl game, go back to the 2010 BCS National Championship against Alabama. Quarterback Quinn Ewers has been healthy in this one, but they failed to get anything going. Let's get you down the field with Kalen DeBoer. Here's Cole Kublik.
Coach DeBoer, it appears as though the movement up front, pre-snap and post-snap from Texas, causing some problems. How can you calm that down in the second half?
Yeah, you're just trying to get that rhythm, and self-inflicted wounds putting us behind the sticks more times than we're used to. So, we're a veteran offense. We're starting to find a rhythm here at the end of the half. So. Just got to regroup and hit the third quarter.
Defensively dominant, especially up front. You anticipate a lot of alternations, changes from Texas in the second half.
Yeah, I would think they continue to keep it open, try to spin it outside, and get different guys involved. I feel like we're doing a pretty good job up front against the run.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, thank you.
The feeling we'll see more offense in the second half here in San Antonio. Time for the TikTok halftime report with Washington up 13-3. Let's get you to the studio. Kevin Connors and the guys.
All right, Tom, thanks very much. Strong finish to that first half of the Huskies. 10.
Welcome back to Capital One Bowl Mania.
And welcome back to the Valero Alamo Bowl as part of Capital One Bowl Mania. Happy holidays from San Antonio. A defensive-minded first half. Washington, number 4 scoring offense in the country, held to 13 points. Texas held without a touchdown. And we've got a 10-point game at the break. Welcome back, everybody. Tom Hart, Jordan Rogers, Cole Kublik is down there. What do you make a quarterback play in the first half?
It was interesting, right? Not what we expected. Michael Penix and number 1 passing offense in the country got a little frustrated. I think Texas did a good job of playing over the top, forcing them to take all the dink and dunks, and it just frustrated a little bit, and he got some pressure around him. They mixed in some blitzes, so great job by the Texas defense, I think, of surprising Washington.
I think we're seeing the real value of Bijan Robinson in this Texas offense, the All-American, the Doak Walker Award winner. Without him, they're just different.
No, 10 rushes, 18 yards. I mean, this identity of this offense is running the football. When it's not there, I think they had long conversations in the second half or at halftime there about who are we going to be? We're going to spread it out, try to get Quinn Ewers some in rhythm, quick passing game, and abandon the run, or mix in some shots. I think we'll know quickly what Texas and how they adapt and what they want to be here in the second half.
Chance for a return? No, it'll be a touchback. Cole, what'd you learn talking to Steve Sarkisian at the half?
I think I can answer a couple of Jordan's questions there. I talked to Coach Sark coming out of the locker room. I asked him, do you stay dedicated to the run in the second half? He said, yes, we have to, but we need to find our runs. We can't just continue to bang our heads against the wall that is that Washington front. I also asked him about pre-snap movement on offense, and he said, yes, it's been calm. I can't move my guys around so much. We don't have the depth for that. And then just for you, Jordan, I said, Coach, what about shot plays? He said, oh, they're coming.
We'll see how soon we see those shot plays. By the way, Huskies 9-0 this season with the halftime lead. Only 3 teams have 10 wins without a loss from leading after the half. Georgia, Michigan, and Tennessee. So good company for this Washington team, which is trying to find its 11th win of the season after a 4-8 campaign last year. Go deep here.
Maybe not yet. You know, slow play it.
Xavier Worthy.
Or not.
Instead, they go behind Worthy to Jordan Whittington for a 14-yard gain. But how easy is it for a quarterback, or how does it make it simpler when you have Worthy and Whittington on the same side?
Well, it's great. It causes a matchup issue somewhere. You don't know where it's going to be pre-snap necessarily, but when you got your two best guys on one side, someone's going to get changed out with the cornerback that you want to attack, and that's what they got right there, Whittington.
And they'll run it with Keelan Robinson straight ahead, a pickup of 7. Running behind Jake Majors, the center, making his 29th career start.
You wanted a shot play. They usually occur. Second and short is a good time, and offensive coordinator goes, okay, well, third and short didn't sound so bad if we miss it, but let's see how dedicated they are, or let's see if Steve Sarkisian was lying to Cole.
Worthy matched up with Perriman on the near side. Ewers looking for him, and it's a drop. What would have been a first down, and he was already ready to turn upfield and go.
That's one of those plays that could have been a shot play. A lot of times if you have a vertical by a receiver by himself, if it's soft zone coverage, he'll just sit up on a hitch route. And yeah, he saw and felt the pressure on the inside, tried to run before he had it secured.
Only 25 rushing yards for Texas tonight. Longhorns 2 of 8 on third down.
Washington giving that stand-up look.
Ewers has nowhere to go at the moment. Then he slips one out to Worthy. Held on to this one and took it for a gain of 21.
Oh, such a good job by Quinn Ewers here. Washington's going to show pressure, and they drop it into drop 8. It's a great job working up in the pocket and keeping it alive, keeping his eyes downfield. And Worthy, that's not his route. It's a good job of adjusting there, getting back towards your quarterback.
This is Keelan Robinson trying to find the edge. His specialty. Flag on the play. Back behind the O-line as it stands. A gain of 14.
Holding. Number 52 offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
It's DJ Campbell, freshman out of Arlington.
The run's going to go outside to the right. So as the defender tries to pull away from DJ Campbell, he's going to get a little bit of the shoulder pad you're going to see with the left hand right there. That's an easy one for that back judge to see.
Working on Tui Tele, sophomore out of Honolulu. Ewers goes to his tight end, Sanders, and he gets 8 of them back.
I tell you what, I would just keep living in this quick passing game. I mean, this is something we haven't seen a ton of out of this offense because they haven't been forced to. They want to pick up short yardage stuff here and there. It's always been Bijan Robinson, but they're able to spread this defense out. Washington playing soft zone, and right now Quinn Ewers being really accurate with the short passing game.
Play action again, and he's able to get it out to Jonathan Brooks. Brooks all the way! Touchdown, Texas! He's broke free for a 34-yarder and the first touchdown of the night for the Longhorns. Bijan Robinson out there to celebrate with him. First receiving touchdown of the season and of the career for the freshman Jonathan Brooks. Point after is good. Jake Majors, the center, didn't get a huge block, but just got in the way, and that was about enough.
And who needs a shot play when you can dump it off for 3 yards? And Jonathan Brooks takes it the rest of the way. And Texas starting this second half with a bang on the board. 13-10.
From the side like the God, I'm talking real wild. 23-45 with the rock, I'm a lot, I am not what they think.
Take a look at the Bowl Challenge Cup standings brought to you by Progressive. Big Ten off to a 2-0 start with 7 remaining, thanks to Minnesota's win earlier today. Yankee Stadium against Syracuse. Both the Big Ten and the SEC have 7 games remaining. By the way, it won't be long until we see the SEC attached to Texas in its name. Reports that Texas and Oklahoma can come a year early. Won last year in the Big 12. What does Michael Penix Jr. look like tonight?
Oh, it's been a frustrating night. Credit Texas defense, but it didn't start well. Miscommunication between the receiver and Penix. Thought he was going under. Receiver goes over, led to that interception. And then it's just been a little bit off on some of the deep throws, and then Texas has really frustrated Penix. They've been all around him, making him move. Good coverage on the back end. You know, it really reminds me when we were talking about this at the Cal game for Washington. Penix had 380-something yards, 36 completions, but only 2 balls, 2 receptions went longer than 20 yards. Cal played deep zone, kept everything in front of him, and made Penix take those open short throws over and over and over again. A lot of times, that'll frustrate a quarterback.
Yeah, after the game was talking with Ryan Grubb, he said, I only threw for 374, but I'm exhausted after this one.
Well, Tom, I sat next to Kalen DeBoer at the luncheon yesterday, and I asked him, I said, is there some carryover? Because Kwiatkowski actually coached with Justin Wilcox, who is at Cal, and he said, yes, that's something we're aware of, and something obviously that could be problematic.
So 2nd and 6 now for Michael Penix Jr. and the Huskies. And they'll go back to the running game again with Talapapa, and he finds 3.
That's why you'll see Texas with those 2 safeties over the top. Corner to the field is usually playing off, allowing the receiver a lot of space. It'll be different here on 3rd and short. This is where Texas has chosen to dial up a little bit of pressure. Let's see if they do it here.
Good news for Texas. Ryan Watts, who left the first half early with what looked like a shoulder injury, is back on the field for the Longhorns. And he'll rotate back at one of those safety spots. Penix swings it out. And a crawl forward for a first down by Jalen McMillan.
Boy, Jahdae Barron made this really tough on McMillan. That was really close, and they might take another look at it. That knee might have come down for McMillan.
Ruling on the field was ball carrier made the line to gain. Previous play is under further review.
Barry Patterson, part of this ACC crew, including the replay officials on site.
Like at 23, Barron up there takes on the block, forces McMillan inside. That right knee comes down, and it looks like that ball might be a half yard short. See that knee down right there. Where is that ball? That yellow line's not 100% accurate, but this is a great shot down the line. Watch that right knee. Right there, down. Yeah, that's a yard short.
After further review, determined that the ball carrier was down at the 34-yard line. 4th down and 1 at the left hash.
Wow. Punt team running down the sideline, but the offense says we're going to try to keep this drive going. 4th and 1, where do they go?
I mean, this is either try to get them to jump off sides, or Kalen DeBoer is really rolling the dice here.
They got the shifts and motions to do it. 14 of 25 on 4th down this season. Penix under center for the first time.
Yeah, they're not going to snap the ball here. They're going to move, fake the count, move a couple more times maybe, take the delay of game and punt it.
They do snap it. Penix breaks through and picks up the first down.
I love it. Every time I'm sitting on my couch, I'm like, well, why don't they fake it and then the last second run the sneak? Exactly what they did here. The defense at some point gets caught off guard, right? Okay, they're just trying to get us to jump. Don't jump, don't jump. Hold your water, and then last second, The quarterback sneak.
Cole, 4th and 1, quarterback under center. What's the center Luciano thinking there?
Yeah, you're just bear crawling. Get 4 hands on the ground, stay low, keep that pad level low, try to drive, get a little bit of movement, and it really did look like center and left guard got a really nice push in the middle to help with that first down yardage.
That's Kirkland at left guard. Born a Husky fan. Penix pulls it back, lobs it out, and they got room to run for Quentin Moore with his first catch of the night, and he picks up 17. Great visit with Jackson Kirkland yesterday in his 6th year. Second team All-American coming out of Jesuit High School, Portland. We said, what's your first memory of being a Husky fan? He said, we have this picture of me in the crib, maybe the smallest he's ever been, 6'7", 340. Dad played in the Rose Bowl as a Husky. That ball is batted down. Tavondre Sweat got his paws on it as Kendrick Coburn delivered the hit. Dad Dean was first team all-conference in the 1990 team.
Tom, you just mentioned that timeline. You think about the fact you announce you're going to leave, go to the NFL, you begin your workouts. All of a sudden, you don't get medical clearance, your ankle needs surgery. He told us he's going to get an MRI, had to get an x-ray first, and he knew when the x-ray tech looked at the doctor, it was bad news.
He said the doctor is covering his mouth with his hand, kind of like an offensive coordinator covers his mouth so they don't steal the signs. Leaping grab made by McMillan, and nope, say he was out of bounds. That'll bring up 3rd and 10. And Huskies in danger, Jordan, of wasting the 4th down conversion.
That's another one they may look at. It almost looked like McMillan's knee got down on that. Here on the sideline.
Foot is knocked down. And did the knee come down inbounds before the elbow and ball came down out of bounds?
And also, does he maintain control of the ball as he hits the ground there? Well, elbow kind of comes down in too, so I think it's going to be about, does he have firm control of the ball? See, he's got to survive the ground here, so that right knee's going to come down. It looks like the right elbow does as well, but watch as he falls into the white part of the out of bounds here. Does he maintain control of that ball? There's a little movement there. Ball definitely looked like it turned sideways a little bit.
We've got Matt Austin with us tonight. Matt, as you look at that review, what do you see?
Well, the question I think they're looking, I do think he controlled the ball, so I think that's out of the equation. But his hand touches out of bounds about the same time that his elbow touches inbounds. So if they can determine which touched first, if it's a hand out of bounds, it's incomplete. If the elbow, I think it's a catch.
All right, we'll get another look at it. A couple of places to look, right? We're looking for the hand, the elbow, and maybe the knee beat the elbow down.
Yeah,
so, a lot of elements.
After further review, determined that the ball was caught at the 43-yard line. 1st and 10, Washington.
So that knee did come down, beat the elbow, and then, you know, the ball can oscillate. Do you still have firm control? The ball can move a little bit. Obviously, they looked at that, saw the knee come down before the elbow there.
Hey, you're going to have to stop using big
3rd
words.
down 6. 3rd
Oscillate?
and 6.
Yeah.
Asteroid, oscillate, banana bread. Wait, what?
3rd and 6 after the completion. Remember, they converted a 4th down earlier on the QB sneak. Pressure coming. Penix stands tall, delivers a strike for a 1st down to Jalen McMillan.
Boy, that's more the Michael Penix we're used to seeing. There's some pressure coming on the edge, and he just shifts a little bit in the pocket. One step there to his right, your left, and hits his receiver McMillan right between the numbers.
5th catch of the night for McMillan. Talapapa picks up 4.
It's the area I'm surprised that Washington has not attempted to tackle a little bit more. Ryan Grubb, one of the better young offensive coordinators in college football. When they have gone north and south, guys, I feel like they've had positive yardage on almost every attempt. Now, a couple of perimeter runs didn't work out, but most of those runs have been successful tonight for the Huskies.
Second down, 6. Grubb was formerly the offensive coordinator at Fresno State when Kalen DeBoer left to go to Indiana for a year. DeBoer came back as a head coach, and he kept that title. They'll run it this time with Richard Newton. And when I see the shot of the coach's booth, Jordan, I don't know if you want to tell it, how many people can we fit in this booth? We got guys lined up on the stairs. We got a second level, guys staying in third row.
Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah.
Sneak one in. Try to run it on 3rd and 1, and that's enough for a Huskies first down.
Hope no one had that brisket before the game. Lord knows I'm happy that we got an open air booth right here, standing next to you. Anyway,
we need an oscillating fan. 12th play of the drive coming up.
This is where you feel like they might try to take a shot here. 3 receivers in a bunch to the bottom of your screen. 3 Texas defenders kind of on the same level. That's what an offensive coordinator loves to see. A little confusion there about who's going to be low, who's going to be high.
Penix slips it out to the tight end Westover, and it goes up in the air. Lost the football. They say he was down. There was a clear and immediate recovery by Texas if they changed their mind via review. But as it is, a 16-yard pickup for Jack Westover. Not the first time he's done the hurdle this season.
Boy, another great little delayed screen to the middle of the field.
Ball carrier was down when he lost control. 1st and goal.
Westover's on the end of the line of scrimmage. He's going to fake block the defensive end. Linebacker then takes his eyes off him, and then he sneaks back inside.
Penix swings it out to Davis, and he's in. Huskies answer with a touchdown throw from 6 yards. Westover did the dirty work to get him there.
Boy, here's the previous play to Westover. Going to see him. Top of your screen, fake block, and then sneak back to the middle of the field. Similar to that double fake screen, attacking the middle. And then this one, Rome Odunze, best receiver for Washington, used to catching the ball, this time the block.
And I think it should be pointed out that plays are reviewed oftentimes without stopping play. So the ACC crew getting a look at Westover being down before the ball came out. And then you mentioned Odunze helping Davis out.
Yeah, 1,000 yards receiving, but he's willing to do the dirty work as well. And that's more like the Washington we're used to seeing.
Capping a 13-play drive, Huskies answer.
The Valero Alamo Bowl is brought to you by Valero, where we're changing the game right now.
That was a 24th drive of 10 plays or more this season for Washington, the most for a Pac-12 school in a single season since at least 2004. And it's a 10-point lead for the Huskies. They put together long drives, they eat a lot of clock, and the Texas offense truly missing their top 2 running backs in this game tonight. They've run for just 27 yards so far. Gross will put it in the air. Texas will get the ball back in a moment. And an opportunity for Quinn Ewers, who's had an up-and-down season as the Longhorns' freshman quarterback. Touchback. Let's take a look at tonight's clutch delivery, brought to you by Chipotle.
Yeah, I thought Sarkisian did a really good job of getting him in rhythm. Started with the big throw to Jordan Whittington, using his body. Little off-script throw. Get Xavier Worthy involved, and that's the arm angle, the talent. The screen there finished off by Jonathan Brooks. He's been in rhythm. They've been efficient. But the rest of this game is going to be squarely on the shoulders of Quinn Ewers. And you want to talk about pressure. Enough pressure being the Texas quarterback.
Yep.
But the notoriety that he came here with from Ohio State adds more pressure.
There's Robinson out of the backfield, picks up a first down. We talked to Sark about that. He said he gets it. He knows what it's about being the Texas quarterback. The demands on your time, the expectations to be a winner at this position is one thing to know what it is, and another thing as such a young quarterback then to execute.
Yeah, and execute with the expectations and the outside noise. Arch Manning's going to be coming here in a few weeks, few days maybe. There's a lot of pressure on this young man. He is uberly talented. He has played really well in moments so far this season. I think we're going to learn a lot about Quinn Ewers and Steve Sarkisian and this offense.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 70, offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
And that false start took a completion away. From Keelan Robinson, so they feel like they've got something there. Cole, you've been watching. What do you see from the body language down on the field with Quinn Ewers?
Well, there's not a ton of energy, but that's just his personality. I thought we all got to know him a little bit more when we sat down with him, and we were all maybe came away with a little bit of a different opinion of the kind of person Quinn Ewers is. It's one of the unfortunate parts of social media that goes along with today's college football.
Here's Robinson having a fight for every yard he can get, and he found 4.
I think we generate an idea of what these young men are, who they are, what they're about, how they act, what they say based on pictures we see or what other people say about them. But I thought it was a great conversation. He was very calm, very well spoken, obviously not arrogant, not cocky at all. And I thought the comment that Sark gave us, you could not play quarterback at Texas and be meek or timid. There's a lot more that goes into that than just understanding the pressure that comes with being the quarterback at this university.
Pressure up the middle on 2nd and 11, going deep. He's got Worthy, and it's incomplete. Xavier Worthy was right there, had a step on Jordan Perryman.
We have talked a lot about some of the inaccuracies downfield. This is a really good throw. It's a ball that Xavier Worthy's got to adjust to. That ball had a ton of air. He had a step. That's a yard inside. That is a ball that Xavier Worthy is going to watch, and he's going to go, how did I not catch that? That one, to me, from up here watching the replay, that's not on Quinn Ewers. Oh, that was a really good throw.
Perriman is still down on the field for Washington. And the athletic training staff tending to the senior transfer from UC Davis.
Perryman, a big piece to that secondary that's been banged up all year. First 8 games, they had 8 different starting lineups back there. Finally got Perryman and Powell back and healthy.
Usually when you ask a defensive coaching staff, who's your best cover corner, there's an immediate answer. And perhaps even 2, 3 guys that they can talk about. There was a hesitation with the Washington defensive coaching staff trying to figure out, who's the guy that we have that we really trust back there?
Yeah, and it was a long pause. And then the answer was the Husky or the nickelback, Dominique Hampton. They knew Perryman was going to have a big matchup and his hands full with Xavier Worthy. And he was also mentioned by the staff about his ability. So him going out of the game, wouldn't be surprised if they test deep again at some point.
Elijah Jackson replaces him at corner. So Bill Inge, the defensive coordinator for the Huskies, shares some play calling duties with Chuck Morrell. 3rd down 11. Ewers goes over the middle, lobs it. Worthy's got another drop. 3rd drop of the night for Xavier Worthy. Quinn Ewers frustrated after that one hit the turf, couldn't help but react.
Exactly what you want to do against cover 2. They're going to roll out of this. 2 safeties high. The middle of the field is where you want to attack, and that's exactly where Xavier Worthy goes. And this is a heck of a ball again by Quinn Ewers. That's a touchdown.
Sark said they were coming.
They've taken shots. They just haven't squeezed them. And Xavier Worthy, so good last year. That one hauled in by the gunner, but Ewers thought he had it. Xavier Worthy certainly thought he had 6. Right off the hip. QB receiver not on the same page. Xavier Worthy, a couple of costly drops for Texas here in the second half alone. He's been targeted 11 times. Worthy's got 6 catches on the night. So the ball back to the Huskies, leading by 10. Talapapa, fantastic vision, and he'll carry it for a Washington first down on a gain of 13.
Well, this Washington offensive line's doing a really good job of getting a lot of lateral push. They're letting these Texas defenders go one way, and they're just riding them. Talapapa, a great job of seeing the hole and getting north and south.
Talapapa has been more the first halfback. Cam Davis more the second halfback for Washington this season. Talapapa going to have to take on more of that role with Davis out tonight.
Injured late in the week in bull practice, we're told. Penix, a dart, complete for a gain of 11 to Taj Davis. So now the concern for Texas, I know we're still in the third quarter, but the Huskies can put together long drives, they can bleed the clock, and if you start to push up a little bit, then you give Penix an opportunity to do what he loves best, which is go deep.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the risk and reward of getting aggressive. I don't think you have to yet, right? 10 points, 4 minutes left here in the third quarter. But yeah, you definitely got to start playing a little tighter to the line of scrimmage, not letting Penix get all those easier underneath throws.
Delayed blitz, and he's still able to get it out to Odunze. Rome Odunze fights, and he carries 3 Longhorns with him for a Husky first down and a flex after. And Washington pushing some dudes around now.
Just a curl route to the right. You'll see him push up to about 12 yards, come right back down to the quarterback. Easy read, curl flat. Looking at that underneath defender, great read by Penix. And Odunze at 6'3", 200 pounds, physical.
Rome Odunze came and found us pregame on the field before the game, shook our hands, introduced himself. He said, boys, I'm ready to run. I like playing indoors. The track is fast.
Yeah. Seemed like he was in a good mood. I asked him, hey, what route you catching first? He goes, man, I can't tell you that.
Using a lot of clock thanks to the shift, but then a flag, multiple flags.
Prior to the snap, ball start, number 66, offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Well, we got to look at the play they're going to run, which is a play we got yesterday. It's a simple play call, but one that takes advantage of Penix's ability to move in the pocket.
Yeah, as Jalen Polk, receiver, who's not in the game right now, what your favorite play was. Yeah, this one called Bengal. You know, I've caught a couple touchdowns. He didn't tell us the play, but we kind of did a little homework and watched some plays, and they were going to run a shot play right there. Would have ended up going to Taj Davis in the slot. Actually, they changed the play call now with the penalty.
Penix swings it out to Talapapa, and he takes it out to midfield nearly. It's a pickup of 9.
They didn't show too much of it, though. I bet they come back to it.
Yeah.
It's a little play they like to get tight ends to the boundary and run the slot from the field on a deep crosser route.
There's nothing more fun than a coach's meeting than showing a play to an OC like we did with Ryan Grubb yesterday and having him stop the laptop and explain every aspect of the play, because he's got such immense pride in what they've been able to put together. Penix going deep. This is McMillan, and it's too strong.
And what I loved about it, too, is we had talked to Jalen Polk and some of the players before Grubb came in, the offensive coordinator. I said, hey, when are you guys going to run Bengal? And he goes, looks at me, kind of wide-eyed smile. He goes, how do you know about Bengal? I'm like, yeah, you know.
3rd and 6. Huskies have been a better running team tonight than Texas has, and Washington has converted 7 of 13 third downs. Giles Jackson learning the play right in front of McMillan. Pardon me, that was Odunze, and on the crossing route, Odunze taken down, well short of the marker by Deshaun Jameson. 4th and 2 if they want to leave the offense on the field, and they will.
Ball just a little behind Odunze there, so didn't have time to get his head around and see the defender make a move. This would be a huge stop for Texas. Washington gets bigger, bringing 2 extra tight ends into the game. Actually, an extra offensive lineman and a tight end. Oh, well, they're going to punt.
Well, that's why there's so many subs coming in and out.
All these big guys running in. They're going to.
Oh, man. Huskies were shifting and perhaps going to go for it, and Texas used the timeout.
Told you they were going for it.
Texas.
They had Taj Davis coming in.
30-second timeout.
Be in position to take the short snap. Well, regardless, here's our upcoming featured ESPN football lineup. Michigan takes on TCU, and Georgia squares off against Ohio State in the college football semifinals Saturday. Penn State and Utah face off in the granddaddy of them all on Monday, and the Bills battle the Bengals in a big Monday Night Football matchup. That's also on ABC, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Plus.
I hope you don't have any plans, because that's a nice little weekend of ball.
It's a busy weekend. You're going to be busy in Atlanta. What are you doing for the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl?
SEC Nation's going to have a little show Saturday morning from the field. Then we're going to do another pregame show from the field, halftime, postgame.
Well, after putting the punt team out there and showing fake, Huskies are going to leave the offense on the field.
It's a little too far at 4th and about 2 here for that quarterback sneak. So,
especially with Keandre Coburn there over the football. By the way, he learned the game from Ed Oliver. Now with the Bills, they're going to go under center with Penix, and they're going to play action. And he finds his tight end Culp, who picks up the first down. Culp with a gain of 9, and the Huskies with a fresh set of downs.
Boy, it's a little bit of a pick or a rub play on the outside. You got 2 tight ends to the left there. Right here, 37, Jack Westover is going to kind of just get in the way of the defender and give Devin Culp just enough green grass to turn the corner, get physical, get downhill, and pick up that first down.
Getting away. Blocked him.
Well, you know, hey, I'm an offensive guy. You know, it's called a rub route, Tom. It's not a pick. It's accidental, in quotations.
McMillan lines up at quarterback to take the Wildcat. And behind the line, Penix with a double pass look, and it's incomplete. Pass was behind the line of scrimmage, so it didn't mean to be just a rub.
Right, but they actually wanted to throw that one back to McMillan, had all the offensive linemen. They did that throwback. What game was it? They threw it back to Penix, and he scored the touchdown.
Yeah, and they were upset
Washington State,
in the Apple Cup because it didn't turn out to be a pass after all. And Grubb was upset like Penix was. He said, I wanted a guy to throw for one, run for one, and catch one in the same game.
Hitting for the cycle in football. That would have been cool.
Another long drive for the Dogs. This is the 9th play. Here's Richard Newton. Gain of 8.
Boy, Cole, I did not see Washington having the type of success running vertical between the tackles as I feel they're having tonight.
Well, they got playing that odd defense. You got a nose and 2 wide ends, and unless they try to bring another defender up or go more of an even front, Washington's got the box outnumbered.
And it'll be Newton on the Wildcat, stacked up right at the line to gain, and it will be a first down.
You know, Tom pointed out perfectly on that outside zone earlier in the game by Taumapapa, where he just had the vision to have an understanding when to cut. Variety of run game helping Washington gain ground yards.
I'm sorry, did you say I did it how? Perfectly? Colt throws around compliments like I throw around man covers. Complimentary football tonight for Washington Huskies with a 10-point lead as we head to the 4th. Fourth quarter action from the Valero Alamo Bowl. Washington on top of Texas 20-10. The Huskies looking for their 11th win of the season. This will be their 11th play of the drive. Second possession of the half for the Huskies. They're just eating up clock. Penix trying to get a read from the defense with that fake clap. And now they'll go. He's got to leave the pocket, and he's able to find Taj Davis for a pickup of 9. What does the fake clap do for Penix?
Well, Penix is able to get a little read on the defense. And since his ops coordinator, Ryan Grubb, is sitting upstairs watching it as well, depending on the play call, he knows, okay, I'm looking at the safety on this one. If he rolls that direction, we're probably going to change the play. If he stays there, we're going to keep it on. So he's trying to get a head start on what he thinks his offensive coordinator is going to do, that chess match of faking the snap and changing the play.
12 of 15 this half.
Pressure look here by Texas.
A little tunnel screen. Here's McMillan for the first down and gets taken down by Austin Jordan after a gain of 11.
Boy, those middle screens have just been money for Washington, and this is a huge moment in this game. Washington punches this in and goes up 17 in the fourth quarter. That is dangerous territory for Texas. They got to come up with a stop.
Penix kept it, trying to go with a stiff arm, and gets wrestled down by Taron Thompson, the junior out of Lufkin. Thompson had a pick in the first quarter for Texas. It's been a game of emotion for Texas. We saw it during commercial break. After one of those drops from Jatavian Sanders on the Longhorn sideline, now we're seeing it from Thompson.
Here's that formation where you got Washington's two best receivers, Jalen McMillan and Rome Odunze, on the same side. They're going to motion to that stack formation.
Penix looking that way to the slant, and it is caught. A touchdown for McMillan. Got it right on the shoe tops. An 8-yard strike from Penix to Jalen McMillan.
Boy, when you motion to that stack, you change the leverage on the defenders. That defender then backs off McMillan, gives him a little more space.
How about the hands to keep that one from hitting the ground?
A heck of a catch. Not an accurate ball for Michael Penix, but wow. The hands from McMillan, an all Pac-12 honorable mention. Looks like he should have been first or second team on that one.
Point after is good. That was a 14-play, 90-yard drive that sucked 6 minutes and 57 seconds off the clock. 25th touchdown drive of double-digit plays this season for the Huskies. Most for the Pac-12 team in a long time. $65-pound trophy goes to the winner of the Valero Alamo Bowl. And there have been some incredible comebacks in the history of this bowl game. Texas will have to find some rhythm offensively to author another one of those. 27-10. Huskies with the lead, couple minutes into the fourth quarter. One of the greatest came with Gary Patterson coaching at TCU. He's now on the Texas staff. Murphy changed his shirt at halftime to try and reverse the fortunes. A knuckleball kickoff. The roller picked up by Robinson, and he takes it out to the 26. Cole, kind of weird seeing Gary Patterson over in that Texas sideline in the burnt orange visor, huh?
Weird seeing him in those colors, Tom, but not weird seeing the way that he has been acting. I can tell you, being down next to that Texas bench for an extended period of time, he still acts like a head coach. And he's going up, grabbing players, talking to them. He's bitten into the officials a few times. You see him writing stuff down constantly. He's over there in that little, got his hands on the knees, staring down, trying to see what's happened, deciphering the different looks that this Texas offense is getting. It's been cool to watch him kind of go back and forth interacting with all the different players.
Yeah, I talked to him pregame. He said, I'll jot down some notes, and if things are going well at halftime, they won't ask me anything. If things aren't going well, they might say, what do you see? I said, but I'm just happy being a part of the program, helping out where I can. Here's the tight end, Jatavian Sanders, who goes into the Washington bench. Cole Sanders was a guy we saw showing some emotion earlier this quarter.
Had to be calmed down a little bit. Pretty fiery after that last drop by Xavier Worthy. A couple of different players had to go over, try to calm him down. I'll give Quinn Ewers credit. Tom, he was one of the first ones over, kind of backed him off, saying, hey, stay off my guys here. Let's try to calm down a little bit. Obviously saw Tim Banks, tight end coach, coming over there, talking to him some, but some emotion on that Texas bench, not for the reasons that they want.
Yeah, Jeff Banks trying to help out. This will be a 3rd and 2 now for Quinn Ewers in the Texas offense. Ewers 20 and 29 for 220 and a touchdown. They have not been good on third down tonight. Four-man rush. Ewers fits it in. That's a first down to Jordan Whittington, a pickup of 8.
We've seen Whittington get involved, Sanders on this drive. I got to feel like there's going to be a quick throw to Worthy. Try to get him back and locked in. A lot of times after a drop like that, you just need an easy one like this.
And there it is. And Worthy takes it inside the 40. The drops are nothing new. Entering tonight, Worthy with 15 drops over the last 2 seasons. Tied for third most in the FBS. That also means he's being targeted a lot, and for good reason.
And a lot of times those drops are a mental thing. That's why you just need to get him an easy one, get him back in.
Ewers took a shot, lobs it downfield, and incomplete. Trying to find Casey Kane, but Huskies brought some pressure.
Well, I tell you what, he was under a little pressure there, and again, that's the second double move. The first one early in the game by Worthy, that ball was just forced to get out a little too early. Ewers has strong enough arm. He'd like to wait a second, let the receiver separate a little bit more before releasing that.
Remember, Jordan Perriman went out with an injury on the Xavier Worthy drop. Now they go to the screen to Whittington. And so with Perriman corner out, Elijah Jackson was the one who was matched up a moment ago with Kane. Third down. Carson Bruner, the linebacker, trying to get his guys situated. 5 defensive backs on the field for the Huskies. They bring a linebacker. Ewers, the out route, and that's good for a first down to Jordan Whittington.
Well, you just feel the rhythm, right? And a lot of times when you start to push the tempo a little bit as an offense, it's really like a 2-minute drill. And when you do 2-minute drill, you get back to your day 1 install, week 1 install, fall camp plays that you know like the back of your hand. So you're not thinking anymore. You're just reacting. You're playing faster, quicker, easier reads for Quinn Ewers. That's why you're seeing a little bit of momentum here.
Out of the pistol. On the play action, Ewers flicks it incomplete. Pressure was coming from behind him.
Boy, weird little play call there. That would have been a really tough throw for a right-handed quarterback. Tight turn going to the left, trying to hit a glance or a bang 8. A post route on the backside.
On 2nd and 10, over the middle, wide open. A Texas first down inside the 10. Ball out late, but Gunnar Helm will move the chain for Texas.
Boy, I love this. Watch the motion by the running back and how it pulls these defenders, and then the tight end is able to sneak right into that vacancy. All those defenders go with the running back, 3 of them, and that tight end right in the open spot.
Only the 5th catch of the season for Helm. They'll run it this time. Quick move at the outset by Jonathan Brooks. It'll be a net of 5 and give them 2nd and goal from inside the 3. Longhorns going no huddle, trying to look for some tempo. It's Brooks again, and he will churn and end up in the painted end zone. 3-yard touchdown plunge, and the Longhorns spend just 3 minutes. They get back in the scoring column.
Boy, what an answer. I mentioned when Washington punched that in, going up 17 in the 4th quarter, it was going to be tough sledding for Texas, but that's exactly what they needed there, a quick answer. Bringing this back to an 11-point game, maybe a 10-point game here, still with just under 10 minutes left.
Bert Auburn for the point after. And it's a 10-point game after that 11-play, 74-yard drive.
Texas going right at those stocking stuffers in the middle of that Washington defense. Excellent job by center Jake Majors, working with left guard Hayden Connor. Climbs up to the 2nd level, takes care of the linebackers, and helps the Horns find the end zone.
Alamo Bowl is brought to you by Valero, where we're changing the game right now. And Visit San Antonio. Plan your trip at visitsanantonio.com.
Already a good night for football in the state of Texas. Cowboys beat the Titans tonight, 27-13. And here at the Valero Alamo Bowl, Texas trying to keep this rhythm going. As Cole pointed out, great job by Jake Majors, Hayden Connor, and that Texas offensive line to clear the way for the touchdown. More on that in just a moment. Giles Jackson out of Antioch, California, set to receive. And he'll take a fair catch. Cole, usually offensive linemen are very tight with each other, but it's more family-oriented with the big fellas up front for the Longhorns.
Absolutely, Tom, no doubt. This offensive line, not a secret as to why there would be a lot of continuity. All 5 starters have gone the entire season, but it goes further with this group. Jake Major's mom, Tracy, started a group text with all the offensive line moms, so Denise Hudson and company are in there as well. And then Monica Banks, Kelvin Banks' mother, had a medical situation in Stillwater just before the Oklahoma State game. Had to be hospitalized. Her family started a GoFundMe. That's when Tracy Majors and Denise Hudson got together, got all the other O-line moms together, tried to get more awareness built up. And, man, that thing went to over $60,000 in no time thanks to the Texas offensive line moms.
Here's Penix with the short roll, now looking to go deep, and he will into coverage. It is knocked away at the last second. Odunze, the intended receiver, and Terrence Brooks, freshman at a Little Elm High School in Texas, batted it down. Should be noted, by the way, part of that GoFundMe, Xavier Worthy said, I got a couple grand to throw in there, too, to help out a teammate's mom.
Man, it's so cool to just see multiple teammates' names inside that GoFundMe. And I talked to Tracy Majors today. She said, I know what the offensive line is. I know what it's about. I wanted a way to get the moms together. They have a prayer group call every Tuesday where some of the moms jump on each week, some every other week. But a lot of continuity, not just with this Texas offensive line, but the offensive line moms as well.
2nd and 10. Huskies running it with Talapapa. And he is forced out of bounds by Jaron Thompson after a pickup of 5 and a big 3rd down for UW.
Been a while since Texas brought pressure on 3rd down. That was their go-to early on. Really disrupted Penix. Crowd getting into it. See if they bring pressure. They showed it.
Yeah. That was Zamonte Tucker Dorsey. Took a jab step. Plenty of time in the play clock. They bring only 4. Penix over the middle. That is caught for a 1st down by Jalen Polk.
Boy, good to see him back in the lineup. It's been at least a quarter, maybe since the first half, since Polk has been back in there. Got a little banged up early. Just a stick route, working in man coverage, push up, attack leverage, turn, show your numbers of the quarterback, and an accurate throw by Penix. But on that one, you see Texas showed blitz.
Yep.
Washington changed the play, so Texas changed.
Pressure from the edge, and now up the middle. Penix lets it go, took a hit, and overthrew Jalen McMillan. Brought it from the edge, a little delayed coming up the middle. So, Cole, to your point, a team in Washington that didn't see a whole lot of pressure over the course of the season is seeing some of it from Pete Kwiatkowski, the Texas DC.
Absolutely, and he's got ways to be successful. He has coached with coaches that have had some success against this Washington offense, and the pre- and post-snap movement so far, what I think given this Washington offensive line the biggest headaches.
On 2nd and 10, Talapapa finds a hole. Looked like none was there, and he's just short of the 1st down. It'll be 3rd and about a foot.
Boy, watch this double team on the left side. Again, great push. Fautano.
Huskies going quickly here out of the shotgun, and Talapapa picks up the 1st down.
They're finding a lot of success running behind the left side of that offensive line. We've talked about Jackson Kirkland a ton. Doing a really good job of getting double teams on those big Texas defenders and getting some movement.
Fourth 100-yard rushing game of the season for Talapapa. And that makes it back-to-back. He went for $126 in the Apple Cup on the road to Washington State. They'll turn to Richard Newton this time. And he took a lick from Jaron Thompson. Try to yank the ball out of there, too. 1 yard gain. Huskies will bleed the clock. 7 minutes to play here in regulation, leading by 10. Kalen DeBoer with a credible turnaround in Seattle. 4 wins last year. Sitting on 10 right now. Late blitz to the outside and nearly picked. Terrence Brooks had it in his hands but couldn't complete it.
Just a minor hesitation by Penix at the top of this. That throw is a little late. The true freshman Terrence Brooks makes an unbelievable jump on that ball, just can't pull it in.
Huskies have converted 10 third downs tonight. This is 3rd and 9. Texas brings 4. Caught short of the stick, turned upfield. McMillan's got a first down. They had 2 wide receivers in the exact same spot. McMillan said, "Give me this," and he took it for 14.
And a great blitz pickup by the running back, Richard Newton. They're going to bring pressure off the right side. I think it's Barron coming late there, into the picture. And Newton does a great job of just getting in his way, giving Penix enough time to deliver that strike.
Like on the replay, they actually had 3 purple jerseys over there in the same vicinity.
Yeah, someone ran a wrong route. But that's what happens when you blitz. You got 1 less on the backside.
Get the snap off with 2. Here's Newton again. Picks up 1. 2nd and 9 coming.
That clock just bleeding, like you mentioned. 5 minutes, 45 seconds. It's a 2-possession game, and Texas has got to find a way to come up with a stop here.
They thought they had it on the near pick by Terrence Brooks a couple of plays ago. It's been an opportunistic Texas defense in this latter half of the season. The last 7 games, the majority of their takeaways have come, and those 11 takeaways have led to 49 points. Running it on 2nd and 9. It's a pickup of 3. 3rd down coming up. 5 minutes to play.
These 3rd downs where not having DeMarvion Overshawn really hurts. He was their best linebacker blitzer. You see they've had to bring Barron a few times off the edge, just not getting the same pressure from that blitz package as they're used to having.
Overshawn left to be a spectator. Huskies 3 of 3 on 3rd down on this drive. Might have been Texas that jumped. We'll see.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 51, offense, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
That was Jackson Kirkland.
It was just the tiniest flinch by Kirkland right here. But a huge penalty. Go from 3rd medium back to 3rd and long. Now Texas can sit and play coverage.
Penix has put the ball in the air 52 times tonight. He's got 32 completions.
Or bring blitz.
Yeah. That was Tucker Dorsey showing, and here he comes up the middle. Penix, man on the outside. It is incomplete. Trying to get it to Odunze, and Brooks, the freshman, had the coverage.
I'll try to do a little quick snap here. You can see acting like it's not coming. But Brooks all over that true freshman. Great position, right in phase. Trying to make up for dropping that interception. He's been playing really well on the outside. That was a tough ball to intercept and in great position there.
You mentioned Penix with the kind of the fake snap there, Jordan. He is super crafty with the fake clap. He'll kind of give you different motions on the clap. He'll give you a head bob every now and then. He told us when we met with him, he said, listen, I like to kind of delay it because I can see the defense still making calls before I want to actually snap the football.
Kalen DeBoer uses a timeout. We will take it with them. 4:26 left in regulation. Huskies by 10. Look at these clock-eating drives and yardage-eating drives that the Huskies have put together here in the second half. 13, 14, and 12 play drives. The first two ended in touchdowns.
Their third drive of the second half, and we've got 4 minutes left in this game. It's just been demoralizing. Masterclass on offense by Washington of controlling the football.
Still time for you to get to Pat O'Brien's after the game, the way they're eating the clock. Jack Westover shifts. Papa does the same, and now it's McMillan. A 4th and 11. Penix fires, knocked away, and a turnover on downs. Jackson disrupted by Anthony Cook.
Boy, it's really Jalen Ford. You're going to see him on the left side of your screen dropping his zone coverage. And he gets right in the way of where Penix wants to throw this ball. So Penix got to leave it inside a little bit more than he wants to, which allows Anthony Cook to make a play on that ball. Jalen Ford is not in that position. That ball can be on the outside shoulder of the receiver, away from the safety. But Ford, a great job of getting right in the way.
4th and 11, and they go for it. A punt into the end zone would have been net only 16 yards, but still, Quinn Ewers and the Longhorns have good field position down 10. Ewers swings it out, and his running back Keelan Robinson gets shoved out of bounds. It'll be only a gain of 1.
I mean, we have seen Xavier Worthy run by this Washington defense multiple times. One an incompletion, couple drops. He's going to have another opportunity here at some point late in this game. We'll see if he makes the most of it.
Ewers pulls it back, got a key block, swings it out, and a full head of steam for Kane, and he got tripped up inbounds after a pickup of 7 by Mishael Powell. 3:38 and rolling.
Washington will let them take those checkdowns time and time again. Let that clock run.
On 3rd and 2. To the running back Robinson again. That's a pickup of 5.
Two possession game still. Now you got to think chunk. Got to get something here. 15, 20 yards. We attack the middle of the field versus those two high Washington safeties.
Ewers complete again to Kane, and he got room to run.
That's actually a great read. Washington rolled to a post high. Safety rolls to the middle, which means you have no flat defender. So just take that stop route to the boundary. It's a really good read by Quinn Ewers.
It's now a Texas freshman record for passing yards in a bowl game. Surpassed Colt McCoy's 308 and 06. Lob and nobody there. He's only the 5th Texas quarterback to throw for over 300 yards in a bowl game. Major Applewhite has the record of 474 against Washington in the 2001 holiday, which we showed you earlier. Texas knew and Washington knew that there would be an advantage for the Longhorn receivers up against the corners specifically. And Texas finally taking advantage of it. On 2nd and 10. Ewers is going to tuck it and rumble, and he's got a Texas first down.
Boy, not known for his speed, but Washington drops into a soft zone coverage. Ewers sees some daylight. It's a great job there of getting out of bounds, stopping the clock.
We talked about the importance of this game for Quinn Ewers, not just tonight, but what it means for the offseason for this young quarterback.
Yeah, it's huge. You got Arch Manning coming onto campus in a few days. Had an up and down season from a confidence standpoint, from a teammates trusting you standpoint. This drive could make or break Quinn Ewers.
Ewers looking end zone into coverage and incomplete. And when you say make or break them, it's about having the confidence and containing that leadership into the offseason workouts and going into spring ball.
Yeah, not make or break his career, but make or break the confidence that you need going into an offseason where this team is expected to make another big step next year. And you want your team to believe in you. You want to end on a high note. Down 2 scores. You got to make something happen here with 2:20 left.
4 of 6 on this drive. Swings it out to Robinson. Got a blocker. Robinson ridden out of bounds finally by Tuputala. It's a pickup of 5. Jordan Whittington, good blocking on the edge, something the Texas wide receiver has been great at all season long. Oh, he wasn't out. The clock, pardon me, he was, and then they spotted it. So 2:10 and rolling now.
Best mismatch down here in the red zone. They got to hurry up. Jatavian Sanders, big-bodied, 6'4", 240-pound tight end. He's going to be on the point of this bunch right here.
Huskies have 12 on the field right now.
Snap it.
Tuitele came on late, but he's able to get off the field. Ewers incomplete into the end zone. If they would have gotten that snap off, it would have been a first down with 12 on the field.
Yeah, and that's just the youth, right? I mean, Quinn Ewers is still a first-year player. You take the field goal here because you still need a field goal and a touchdown at some point. So take the points. But yeah, if you just snap that ball half a second early, get a free play. That's what him and Steve Sarkisian are talking about on the sideline right now.
26-yard attempt for Bert Auburn. Had the go-ahead one from 49 yards against Alabama late early in the season. And Auburn punches this one through. 1:40 remaining in San Antonio. Washington 27, Texas 20. Back for the final 1:40. And Washington on the verge of an 11-win season. Hadn't been done that often. It's only the 5th time in program history. Texas lining up for an onside kick.
Laying the ball down sideways like a burrito. Going to try to get this one to squirt.
Huskies use a timeout to talk about it. Texas has not attempted an onside kick this season. The last time Texas recovered one was against Texas Tech in September of 2020. Fans, you can check out the ESPN app for the Capital One post-game coverage immediately following the game tonight. You saw what happened in the Ole Miss game with the attempted onside kick. 6 the other way real quick.
Yeah, don't want that to happen. Also not over if they don't get it. Right, still have 2 timeouts, so chance to get the ball back if they stop them, even if they don't get the onside kick here, but you sure love to get it. I don't know how I feel about the burrito style kick. I always kind of like those high bouncers.
See how unpredictable this path ends up being off the foot of Auburn. Little squibber, and that is smothered by the Huskies. 1:39 remaining. Got 2 timeouts left. You force a 3 and out. You get it back with 35, 40 seconds maybe, depending.
Yeah, got to get those stops. But here's that kick. You see it's going to spin sideways. You're hoping that kicks right or kicks left. Doesn't get either bounce, and an easy one to recover.
So the Huskies have Talapapa in the backfield next to Penix. Talapapa taken down right at the line of scrimmage, and a quick timeout taken with 1:34 left. Let's take a look at tonight's unbeatable performance, brought to you by Xfinity. And coming out of the locker room, Michael Penix Jr. found his rhythm.
It was a rocky, uncharacteristic first half for him, but he's been lights out in the second half. And you should not be this good in your first year as a transfer quarterback with a first-year head coach here at Washington. This offense shouldn't have been this good this quick. It's been pretty impressive to watch Penix in his first full season as a starter in his career.
Yeah, never finished the season at Indiana. Was injured all 4 years there, one of them with Kalen DeBoer as his offensive coordinator. But the value of this win, if it is one for Washington, is not just tonight, not just the 11th win, but that dude with the C on his jersey is coming back next year.
Coming back, they would be a top 10 team. He should have been in New York in the Heisman Trophy ceremony this year. He'll definitely be on everybody's radar as a Heisman quality quarterback for next year. But Texas still with one timeout, second down. Got to get another stop right here.
They'll load up the backfield on the shift. Talapapa again. Picks up a couple. 1:30 and rolling. And that'll bring up third down.
Timeout, Texas. That's a third and final timeout.
So 1:29 now. And then the question, if you look ahead, kind of try to pay this forward for Washington. For Texas, Quinn Ewers in this Longhorn offense going to get the ball back with 40 seconds left, maybe 35. What in their play sheet would bring them success with no timeouts?
I mean, big chunk plays, right? You got a big, physical, talented tight end that can run down the middle of the field. You still got Xavier Worthy, fastest dude on the field right now. Had a couple drops, but got a quarterback that can push it downfield. So they come up with another stop. It is not over. You'd have to get a big chunk play. You'd have to get on it, spike it, and then hopefully have enough time to take another shot or at least a couple more times into the end zone.
3rd and 7. And remember, when it comes to special teams, Texas nearly got to one of the punts earlier in the game for Washington.
Starts right here, though. Everybody knows you're supposed to hand it off, do they?
They're down 7, 1:31 to play. Here's Talapapa, change of direction, and the Longhorns get the stop they needed after a couple of yards on that third down play. So how does Steve Sarkisian get Quinn Ewers ready for this possession?
Well, he's going to have 2 plays, so he's going to go talk to his quarterback right now and say, okay, here's the first one. Get a completion there, and here's your second play. So you're going to have 2, so you don't have to think about it.
Well, it's not just Ewers he's talking to, but also Xavier Worthy, a guy who can take the lid off, but has officially 2 drops tonight and a third that he could have adjusted and made a big catch on a play down the sideline.
And you see him talking to Worthy and Ewers. That means he's saying, hey, if the safety gives you this look, here's how we're going to attack it. If he goes this way, then we're doing this. So he's literally talking through that play like they're in practice right now.
5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Huskies take the delay of game. And that'll back them up 5.
You mentioned it, though. Special teams has been a little shaky on both sides right now. So biggest and best play Texas could make starts right here with this punt. And the ever dangerous Xavier Worthy back there to see if he can make something happen.
Jack McAllister to punt it away. Parents are Washington grads. Former soccer player, took up football late. And he's just going to try to punch this one down the field. It gives up a ton of yardage. The clock at 34, 33, and Huskies could have bled a couple more seconds off of it. So 31 seconds left. Texas down 7.
Chunk plays, right? You can use the middle of the field because in college, you get a first down, that clock will pause for it to restart. But any chunk play downfield, you've got to get everybody, linemen included, have to be aware. They got to get to the line of scrimmage as quickly as possible to spike it, to stop the clock, if indeed you stay in bounds.
320 yards tonight for Ewers and 30 completions.
Boy, bunch set here, usually going to go corner, 2 routes to the sideline.
Ewers looking over the middle. He's got Worthy, and it is dropped, a near pick by Alex Cook. That was the play.
Boy, and if you're watching Worthy's body language right before this point, Ewers is expecting him to bend that more across the safety's face. You can see he took 1 step to start to do it, then gets back upfield, and that's a separation, almost a huge play for Washington.
25 seconds left. 4-man rush. They get to Ewers. He stays on his feet for a moment. Now he's down. Longhorns have to hurry.
Now you got to hurry and spike it.
Taken down by Tunuufi. 12 seconds left. Wide receivers late getting back. And they're not going to spike it. They'll throw it out of bounds, and that incompletion will cost them a few seconds.
I'm not sure it would have mattered, but need a little more urgency. Getting back to the line of scrimmage, spiking that, maybe saving 4 or 5 seconds, giving yourself 1 extra play. Now with 3, this is going to be a throw it and lateral as many times as possible.
Huskies drop 2 safeties back to midfield. Ewers unloads. They're just going Hail Mary, and that one is caught. And the clock shows 000. Casey Kane with the catch, with the Huskies with the win. And what a season in Seattle, finishing it up here in the Lone Star State. Just the 5th 11-win season in program history, and a celebration between Jackson Kirkland, who came back for another year, and his head coach, Kalen DeBoer. What a turnaround for the Huskies. Just 4-8 last year. Sark turned them around when they had a winless season his first year there. Kalen DeBoer does the same his first season. And now for tonight's Capital One Player of the Game, it's Michael Penix Jr. The second half was the difference.
Can't say enough about that young man. The perseverance, the performance tonight in the second half willed this team to 11 wins. From 4 wins to 11, Washington Huskies are back on the national map.
Penix is coming back, and they're coming back with 11 wins this season. Once again, our final, Huskies 27, Longhorns 20. For Jordan Rogers, Cole Kublik, our fantastic ESPN crew, I'm Tom Hart. Huskies win at 27-20. Post-game trophy ceremony can be found on the ESPN app. That'll do it from San Antonio. Now off to SportsCenter with SVP.